that I just come in there and look for knockoffs, and that's not the case. You know, I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, well, I'm here. Who wants to fight with me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter beat me.
My goal is to demolish everybody, to be honest. Everybody that's in my way. The pinnacle to any weight division is to have all of the belts, all of the titles.
Welcome to Bodywork. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. It feels so good to be back. Like I always say, man, it's always an honor and a privilege to be able to get out here and talk a little bit of boxing. And that's just what we're going to do tonight. You know, before I bring AC on, man, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, this is one of those things. This is one of those episodes where I ain't saying I told you so. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna put it like this, man. When you come and frequent the channel, right, and you listen to the content, you might not like every fighter that I like, right? Even if I say this my favorite guys, like my top 3 favorite guys might not be your top 3 favorite guys, but I'm gonna ask you to consider this. If logically, right, if reasonably, professionally, and precisely, if you can apply those adjectives to everything that I say on this channel about the things that I talk about boxing, subscribe to the channel and stay subscribed to the channel. Don't be one of them people that, you know, you don't like what I say about one boxer, so then you unsubscribe and then you come back, and then don't be one of them teeter-totters, and I'm gonna tell you why. Oftentimes on this channel, right, in real time, like just like you've been noticing, I've been on this Shakur and T.O. for the last month. I've been on it in real time, dedicating episodes every week in the build-up to this fight in real time, just like slowly breaking down everything, like logically, reasonably, respectively, responsibly, coloring inside the lines, not taking things personal, but just, and keeping it boxing, by the way, not even being messy, just keeping it boxing. In real time, I say things that people do not like, do not agree with, and that they can't stand. But guess what? In hindsight, 9 times out of 10, I would say 9 times out of 10, the channel is right. So if you rocking with me, right, if you can apply those objectives to you don't gotta like and agree with everything I say. Just subscribe to the channel and sit tight. And every video I do might not be for you. If I come out and do one live, I come out and do one thing that you don't like, oh well. That don't mean go run for the hills and hide and, oh, I can't rock with you. No, everything is not gonna be for you, especially at this channel. Why? Because I do not cater to the masses. I cater to the hardcore. I cater to the ones who you'll go from channel to channel and you'll listen to everything they got to say. And then you'll come over here. And you like when people regurgitate things. You just don't like when people create a piece of art, a piece of content, and it's grounded in the truth, and it ain't that messy. Why? Because we like the negative. We like the messiness. We like why you think Jerry Springer stayed on for so long? This will probably be like the polar opposite of Jerry Springer. And it's kind of hard in boxing when everybody can be messy. You can talk about, I heard somebody calling it Clapooch, the Clarissa and Papoose relationship. You can talk about, you can be one of them people that like, all you talk about is like PEDs and people getting caught. Then you could be one of them people who all they talk about is people's personal relationships with their girl. This channel keeps it boxing. So if I stay off the beaten path, and every now and again, so out of like 4 or 5 shows, you don't like 1 or 2 of them because there's not, because I'm bigging up a boxer that you don't like. That don't mean unsubscribe. That don't mean kick the channel to the side. What that means is just, all right, skip that episode. Go on to the next one. Keep all your alerts. Why? Because in real time, I'll be saying what everybody don't want to say. And I always tell y'all, there is a curve in boxing to where I come out and I say something, and I be on something, people like, nah, you know, he blah, 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 he's outrageous, he's this, he's what, and I'm not even an extremist. I consider myself a level-headed individual. But this whole time, that whole fiasco that Keyshawn went through, when he was getting ready to fight De Los Santos, and I was telling people, I was telling my people that I rock with, I was telling them, I said, nah, man, this dude, nah, I'm off that train, man. Why? Because looking at how he's acting, listening to the things he's saying, like just using his words, watching his behavior, using the same standards that y'all apply to the fighters that I like, you know what I'm saying, well, y'all can cook them, applying those same standards to this guy, hey, the handshake ain't matching the smile. I said, for one, he deserved to be at 147. Look at him. I showed a picture of him with Tiger Johnson and Avius Griffin, so he was bigger. So I was already on that. I was already on the fact that he didn't really want to fight Tank. Why? Because on the come up, they all say his name, but when they have the opportunity, even when Tank said, hey, when he told Shakur, man, your mans is actually embarrassing you. Like, your mans is actually showing you out. Like Tank was kind of alluding to the fact that, shit, I'll fuck around and really fight your mans. You keep bullshitting. Because Keyshawn was making some noise. He was, you know, he had, you know, down there in Virginia, he had a little thing going on. But in that time, I was like, nah, I gotta get off of this, man, because I'm not one of them people. And it was a channel that I really walk with. It was a channel that used to do this. It was a channel, they get outrageous, they get loud, they get boisterous, like he be doing a lot of yelling and screaming. I didn't care because we get passionate. My whole thing was from fight to fight, I can't be switching up. Like, so one fight happened and all of a sudden we shitting on Tank. So from one fight that don't have nothing to do with him. One thing coming out in the news, so then we shitting on Tank. Okay, so then the next week Tank, he good, but then we shitting on Shakur, and then Shakur good, but then we shitting on, like, I can't do that. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do that when it come down to these fighters. Like, whatever they rock with, like, there's some people that no matter what their favorite fighter do, they're gonna explain it away. They're gonna politic it away. They're gonna turn the other cheek. They ain't gonna say nothing. They're gonna like deflect over and get you to get on to something else. They'll have you create a show to where you just outright just come out and just shit on somebody that they want you to shit on, but they never take accountability for their fighter. Keyshawn Davis is one of those guys. Y'all can sit up there and let this dude run y'all off a cliff with all the shit that he be saying, but like, his shit done caught up to him. And I'm gonna show y'all, like, I'm gonna show to y'all that this is nothing new. But this is what I have to do. See, because in real time, I was saying it, I don't have no inside sources. I can't sit down and interview these guys. All I can do is I can look at the landscape of boxing, right? I can look at the current events. I can listen to what they say, and then I can watch their moves. And me and AC been on this. It's not so much as what they say. It's what they do. You gotta peep the moves. You also gotta read the room. Ooh. You know, that's what we do. It's body work. We don't take things for face value. We do body work. It's very ugly at times. It's still part of the sweet science, but it's very, very effective, and that's what we do. I've been keeping it a buck on Keyshawn, and I actually like the dude. I'm pulling for him. Why? Because I don't want the young man to be another statistic. I really don't. But like you know, like I can't be with nobody that's gonna lie. I can't be with nobody that's gonna use like see because I realized this. Just like people be saying, and it's funny how when Ryan Garcia, when he come out and say something about mental health, they be like, oh well, yeah, y'all know Ryan, he ain't, you know, whatever upstairs or whatever. People get to come out. People get to come out and say that use the mental excuse. People get to come out and use the old alcohol, like the Figueroas and the other dude, the other boxer, the Hispanic dude from Chicago. They could come out and do the things like they were saying, like, you know, well, yeah, it was alcohol. It was, you know, it was alcohol. I was suffering from something. I was doing this. Some people can get away with that mental health. Antonio Brown, he started to do it and he started to use it. And it's like, okay, you get 1 or 2 get out of jail free cards, right? Then after that, after the second time when you use it, you have to wear a scarlet letter, man. We just in a society now where we gotta put a scarlet letter on you. You might be cool for Cocoa Puffs. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to wear that scarlet letter. And we can't allow boxers to use the mental health thing. Why? Because that's a slippery slope. And then also, if you stay behind a fighter and they keep doing things like that, and you just support them no matter what, like they could just come on and tell you that, and then you become an enabler. And for the most part, I'm talking to the people who want to know all the hot, juicy gossip, all the latest goings-ons about all the ops. But then when they hear about something that's going on with their guy, they quiet. It's a church mouse. Crickets. Don't ever have nothing to say. Always turn the other cheek. Always deflecting. But you let your fighter get away, or your fighters. And pretty much that's really active squad. Y'all let these cats get away with everything, bro. And I understand they're not gonna be perfect. I understand some of it. We in the era where you gotta sell yourself. Sometimes you gotta flirt with being the heel. Sometimes you gotta say things that make you the bad guy. I understand it. Play the game. Get your money, little duffel bag boy. But when it becomes habitual, and when we can start, when you start getting caught in every interview you do, you start getting caught in 3 and 4 lies. And like the thing that you say don't apply, the thing that you say about other fighters, they don't apply to you in your circumstances. Like we see that mainly with Batman and Robin. We see that. We're starting to see this more and more often. Well, this time Keyshawn got caught. And Bernie, I don't necessarily like Bernie. I would say he's one of my favorites. I think when he's being objective about boxing, I can listen to him. I can tolerate him. I know that he's a historian. I just like there's certain guys that when it comes to their camp and their guys, or the ops of their camp and their guys, I don't like hearing even one of them. So with certain guys, right? So let's just say I can do it with some people. Like Robert Garcia, I can sit up there and listen to Robert Garcia talk about anybody in his camp and talk about anybody else outside. I know where the biases are. Right? And I'll consider that. But it don't get egregious. I just don't like that when you're talking to somebody in somebody's camp, it's like when you listen to Andre Ward, when you listen to Timothy Bradley, and they talk about anybody in active squad. They gatekeep for them. They handle them with kid gloves. I can't do that. But I love when Andre Ward and Roy Jones sit down, they talk about anybody else. Like if it's not an op of the active squad and it's not active squad, if you take them 2 categories away, I love everything else they talk about. Why? Because they're objective with what they're doing. It's even people that like wholeheartedly rock with Tank, and Tank my favorite fighter. I do not like listening to them talk about Tank. I don't think at times I think they make him look and sound bad, or they make the situation worse. I think that they be shooting from the hip, and then knowing that it's people, it's ops of other people, they listening to it, and then they be like, oh well, since he talk about it like this, then we can do it and we can talk. It's like, no man. So I don't like certain places that say they die hard. I don't like listening to them talk about Tank. I like listening to them when they talk about other fighters. That's just how it is. There's some people that say that they die hard Jamel Charlo fan. I don't like listening to them when they talk about Jamel Charlo and the Charlos. Why? Because they halfway do this virtual signaling thing to where they'll come out and they'll say something that they think is negative to resonate, to virtual signal to say, hey, I'm willing to go there on my fighter. Knowing that they lying. They just doing it for the likes, the clicks, and the views. That's what these boxers are doing. These boxers have learned the essence of what Bob Arum has said. Boxing fans are like rocks. You can toss them wherever you want. So I'm past that. We want to know the length, the breadth, the depth, the buoyancy, the volume, the capacity, the mass, the density. That's why back in the day, they could say less and mean more. Why? Because everything was judged on a scale. Everything was judged about it. They walked circumspectly. They judged them all the way around. And then they made a decision. Right now, boxing is so thirsty for a star. They're so thirsty for a new thing. They're so thirsty to put, instead of just relaxing and letting the cream rise to the top and then judging the resume. Because we don't do this on the job. If you're in a supervisory position and you're looking to give somebody that, no, you're going to look at their resume and you're going to say, oh, okay, well, you was at the 7-Eleven, then you was down at the Piggly Wiggly. Okay, but I don't see anything to where it says that you can actually be back in here, you know, doing digital. Like what? Okay, what? Okay, so okay, you judge what the resume is. You judge the performance, especially when there's money involved. Sales involved, numbers and all that, but in boxing, numbers don't matter, belts don't matter. No, we pick and choose when they matter. We pick and choose when it's okay to like let your favorite fighter get away with a fast one. Say some shit that don't sound so right and exact. We gotta stop doing that. I think I just gave everybody a pretty decent lesson. And also, I had some help laying out the lesson, but I was saying, what the fuck is a duck? When I'm saying, oh, this year, let's qualify what it is. Is it a Muscovy Drake, a price out? Is it an Indian runner, like somebody that's strategically ducking? Is it a black duck, just straight fear? What kind of duck is it? Is it a pintail with all these picky terms? What kind of duck is it? We know it might be a duck. We know that there's reservations about fighting certain fighters, but like we getting stuck on that to where that's all we want to talk about. We want to sit up and get on our soapbox and say belts don't matter. I'm gonna tell you why. Instead of figuring out things that we can say and do to get fights. Because I'm a results-driven kind of person, and I want the things that I say to either get you to look at boxing just a little bit different. I always say, listen, don't put what I say above these other guys. Listen to what I say in addition to these other guys, and hopefully I can spark your critical thinking. You're not in that rote memorization and regurgitation that we do, where you hear one talking point and you just, oh yeah, I believe, and you start saying, wow, because as a fan, we can know. I know when people start talking what channel they're listening to. Why? Because I gotta listen to them too. I know where that philosophy, I know where that logic come. I know where a lot of these narratives come. That's why sometimes I don't even fuck with people. I go watch and see what they got to say. Why? So I can understand where this logic and shit is coming from. Sometimes I entertain it. Sometimes I say, oh, well, they don't know no better. Oh, sometimes I say, oh, okay, they being a homer. They from New Jersey, so they like, okay, cool. They from New York, so they like, okay, cool. They from Florida, so they like, okay, cool. They from Texas, so they like, okay, cool. I can rock with that. But talking boxing like we Sammy Sausage here, but we just screw our head off at night and we just put them on, or talking it as if me, myself, would just openly initiate just to come and shit on my own kind, I wouldn't do it. No, it's to pull the coattail and say, listen, man, I was your age before, except for I was in the Army. I made a lot of mistakes. didn't have probably a quarter of the money at that age. You know what I'm saying? I done had my share of money. I done had my big paydays. I done had, you know what I'm saying, where I felt like the world was at my feet. So my whole thing is like to look, man, like to pull your coattail. As a 45-year-old man looking at these young, you know what I'm saying, brothers, black and brown brothers, you know what I'm saying, listen, straighten up, man. Like, you get your 15 minutes, man. All it takes is one punch. All it takes is one fight. All it takes is one night. And it could be over. But as boxing fans, this is the channel that's going to challenge you in the way you think. This is the channel that's going to, like, we just not going to take everything just for, like, now, if you build up some rapport and we rock with you, yeah, we'll take what you say and be like, oh, okay, cool, that you a legitimate source. You've been vetted. But, like, nah, like, average person, most of these people out here, they saying it because they know this going to get a rise out of this one. They saying it because they shitting on that one because they are ops of this one. I try not to play that game. And I keep evolving. Why? Because I keep putting my eyes on other boxers. I go back and watch old boxers. I listen to what the older boxers have to say. I'm watching these young guys come up. I'm looking at, okay, who's going to be best for the sport going forward? Who can we put our stock in so that there's longevity and vitality in the sport? Because I said years ago, when I first started making content, I was like, man, this stuff was starting to look like the WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's starting to look like wrestling. And so, with that being said, you got to understand that a lot of these boxers just be playing us, man. They go on this platform and they say that. They go on this platform and they say this. And then, like, months later, they'll come on and say something that totally contradicting, but you don't know. And in real time, people like myself who just be coming out with the truth get accused of just being a hater. That can't be. No, I'm a truth teller. And I can't help it if you don't like the truth. But I've been telling the truth about Keyshawn ever since I've been seeing it. And he's not. I'm not gonna steal my own thunder. I'm not gonna steal my own thunder, but we're gonna get into it. We are going to get into it. What's up, AC?
What's good, Brody? It seemed like you went through a little technical difficulty or something like that. Was it flawless on your end? Because the whole stream stopped on my end.
When?
Maybe 10 minutes ago. Like at 16:49 or something like that. It just stopped. Even I was looking on the other page. I was like, okay, maybe it needs to refresh or something like that. But honestly, even on the live for the regular audience, it said the chat is disconnected. And then it dropped me from here, like I had to go back in.
Oh yeah, I seen you dropped out, but I think I was good on my end.
Oh, okay.
I seen you drop out though.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? He just stopped talking, and on both sides, it just completely went. So again, it could be my cable, like it happened on me the other night or whatever. But yeah, I'm ready to chop this up, man. Like, this is not a good look for you, Key. Like, this is highly, highly disappointing. And at the end of the day, we kept on saying Bomac and them is supposed to be too prestigious and good not to notice certain things. And if, I gave you the benefit of the doubt when you came out and said what you said. But hey, listen, I'll reserve the most critical things I have to say when we get into the real meat and potatoes. But right now, this is just a whole level of disappointment that just makes me, that as a fan of boxing, this type of shit makes me walk away from a fight. Like, nah, I don't fuck with that dude no more. I used to be a fan of his. I'll try to fuck with him, slowly but surely if he starts to show up and show out. Like, hey, listen, I'm saying this the way I feel right now, but if you go out there and you do your thing with Jermaine Ortiz, I'm still gonna give you the credit, homie. But how you moving? Nah, bro. We ain't rocking like that no more, my guy. You can't lie to me like that and then me give you the benefit of the doubt. And then your man's in them. This ain't some arbitrary dude. It's your man's in them. He's seen you. He know you. He been talking you up. So if this is what it is, then listen, I'm gonna reserve the most critical things I have to say. But right now, bro, I ain't rocking with you like that. You burnt that bridge with me, bro.
Yeah, man. Let's get into the housekeeping so we can get into the meat and potatoes. I don't think the housekeeping won't take that long. Let me get into it. Let's see. The first one. Word overseas is that Itama got KO'd in sparring. So that's what they chirping about over there. They saying basically he got knocked out in sparring, and so the injury about the ankle or whatever it is lower. He got lower leg injury or something like that. They basically saying he got sparked in sparring by a dude named what's his name? Excuse me. His name is Matt Henry or something like that. He said, yo, I'm still remembering Keyshawn getting off the couch when he heard he was put back on a boxing card. Yeah. We're going to get to it. I promise you the housekeeping ain't going to be that long. Let me just get through this real quick. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't really like to get into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like to get into, like, the sparring rumors because it should be, like, you know, like Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's just word on the curb. And so sometimes, you know, I've heard things like that. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I heard that one time I heard Erickson Lubin had dropped Edgar Berlanga. And I was just like, man, why they putting stuff out like that? Whatever. I'm like, man, just, you know, I wasn't the highest on Edgar Berlanga, and I was more of a Lubin fan. And I know that's the time when they was like, when Erickson Lubin was down there with Pro Box, and you know he was finding his way, you know, he was still rebuilding himself or whatever. And I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? There could be some truth to that because sparring do be different, and there are people that are better in sparring, contrary than the big bright lights. For some reason, when the big bright lights come on, especially if they've ever been knocked out, it's just something that happens, man. It's like PTSD. But these things kind of happen. So whenever I hear these things, I put it in my rucksack and march on. I don't run around like it's the gospel. But that's just what's being reported. So if it's significant enough to where people will get out there and say it, I'm talking about like a decent sized channel will get out there and put things like that out in the atmosphere, you know, with no fear of any retribution or somebody, you know what I'm saying, you know, getting them for slander or libel or whatever it is, then you got to consider those things. You know what I'm saying? It's like maybe we got to look, because I know a lot of people were rushing, especially foreign. Like, we are allergic to having this fetish for all things foreign. It's like soon we find out there's something foreign, we like, you just open your mouth wide and you just like, come on, man, close your mouth. Have some dignity, man. Just because it's foreign, that don't mean it's more valuable. In some instances, yes, but not the way we see it. We think that if anything is foreign, it has more value. And that's not always the case, because we underappreciate ourselves. And a lot of the time, we take the things that we have for granted. It's just like when you stay at your house, and the way you do it at your house, and your sleeping conditions, and the food you got in your fridge, and all of the comforts that you have in your own confines, then you have to go stay over there with your cousin and them. and they hand you that blanket, and you like, like your mom might drop you off, and she might have somewhere to go, and you like, no, I don't want to sleep here. Like, you look in their fridge, like, I don't want to eat this food. You know, these bugs is around. We don't have these things that, you know. It's the same way. When we look from the inside out, we look at everything else on the outside and think that, oh yeah, that must be more value. Oh yeah, that AC is better. Like, oh yeah, that food is better. In some cases, the food is better. But like, we need to stop with this infatuation with all things foreign. But since they are still key players, if you look at what Dalton Smith was able to do, he made a statement. You know what I'm saying? Jack Catterall getting over there with Bozy, he made a statement. Itama was making a statement. Fabio Worley up against Joseph Parker, he made a statement. You know what I'm saying? So that's just word on the curve with Itama. So I'm like, I was getting kind of high on Itama. I think that the future is bright, but with me hearing that, it's like, okay, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna pace myself on Itama, and I'm gonna take my own advice, because right now boxing is so thirsty to put people in that commander seat because we need a star. And I understand, I get it, but I'm gonna pump my brakes a little bit on the time. I'm gonna watch, because remember, I used to think that Fabio Worley and Jared Anderson was on a crash collision from across the pond and over here. I don't feel the same way seeing what happened with Jared Anderson, even though I still got Fabio Worley up there in my book, you know, and things like that happen. So maybe we were getting a little high on Itama, and maybe some time need to go by, because that's the heavyweight division. And you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if people be getting sparked out in the gym at the lower level or the lower weights, I'm pretty sure a heavyweight they gotta be even more cautious, you know what I'm saying, in their approach. So I'm gonna pace myself on Itama, and you know, I'm gonna look out for things to come. The second one, Mel Charlo was spotted training again. I seen some sparring footage of him looking good. And it's funny how people are coming out diminishing Jermell Charlo like he wasn't undisputed and things like that. I was trying to say, when it came down to Virgil Ortiz and Boots, I was trying to say that the fight isn't as big as everybody actually claiming it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like in the minority on that, because everybody is so thirsty for a big fight that when you come by, like, by definition, because they'll tell you how this is how you know. They'll tell you in one breath, they'll tell you how much Boots sold out in Philly and how much he sold out there in Atlantic City, right? And what he can do, right? But then they'll turn around and say, when Virgil was doing all that ducking, just to prove their side with the A side, they'll turn around and shit on Virgil and say, well, when did he put on a crowd, and when did he face, and when? Okay, so it's not a big fight, dummies. It's not a big fight. It's a great opponent for your guy, I understand. It'll be great for his resume, I understand. That don't mean it's a big fight. So if you listen to people talk long enough, you can take and use what they say against them. So in a lot of times when they was coming out here shitting on Virgil Ortiz and saying how he ain't this and he ain't never sold this and he think this, it's not a big fight based on your logic, dummies. Your words, your reasoning, dummies. But Mel had came out. I said this before. I said this when Boots beat Lima, and then he said the names that he said. He basically said Virgil, he said Bakram, and he said, I heard that Cub said something. Well, Bakram came out immediately, Virgil came out immediately, and that Cub, aka Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth, Jermell the Iron Man Charlo, he came out and said something. So now people are trying to diminish them. I'm like, y'all just don't understand how boxing works, and y'all right now are just being talking heads online. That's a big fight. But I told y'all how people do this. See, when it's somebody long in the tooth, like a past it Adrian Broner, like how they see Manny Pacquiao right now, and how they just want to get that. Oh yeah, man, that'd be an excellent resume on the that'd be a name on a resume. That's okay. But when it's somebody that might possibly still be an ass whooping, they probably, oh man, who wanted to see that, man? He's been in that. No, because you might get your ass beat. You might just get your ass beat, because contrary to popular belief, it wasn't no one shot, one kill, like where he just waited around for everybody else to get the belt. No, Jermell Charlo fought all these different styles, from pure boxers like Tony Harrison to like people who could switch it up, the Argentinian Gustavo Lima style, like Castaño, who gave Erislandy Lara all the trouble that he wanted, to Hatley, who was the son of a champion, to Rosario, what did they call him? The banana, stopped him with a body shot. Like, he was the one who did what he did to Lubin to change the trajectory of his career. Took that man way off azimuth, and he ain't never been able to get back on the map. As soon as he did, Virgil went rap. That was it. It was a rap. So it's funny how people get to moving, people get to, you know what I'm saying, people get to slipping and sliding, doing the tight rod and start diminishing. Why? Because one, they hate the PBC. There are people out here who get paid to just shit on the PBC. Anything come up with the PBC, oh man, that costs too much. Oh man, who want to see them fight? Oh man, don't nobody care about that belt. Oh man, they ducking. They never have nothing positive to say about PBC. And that's why it's the same reason why it's a gang-banging connotation whenever you say anything in support of the PBC, but it's not a gang-banging connotation made whenever you talk about somebody in Matchroom, Golden Boy, with the turkey. You know what I'm saying? It ain't none of that. That's why. Because either they shitting on the PBC or that fight might be an ass whooping. Jamel Charlo, if Adrian Boner was a good pelt on the wall for somebody like Blair the Flair, but see, they don't want people like Blair the Flair. Somebody that they think might be a little long in the tooth, somebody that's like not on the beaten path, but somebody that might just present some awkwardness, some wildness, something. This is totally different. It's rumors because Jamel Charlo is basically coming out and asking Boots. He said it right when Boots beat Lima. He said, "What's up?" Because Boots said that Cub is whatever. For 2 weeks, Jamel got a little bit of spotlight, basically saying, "Listen, man, like, listen, this is what I want. Hey, Eddie, you know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah." He made himself available. There was no talks. They act like Virgil was the only fish in the pond. The only fish in the sea. Like, that's the only fight that could be made. But then any connotation with Earl, any connotation with Jamel, any other name, they're like, ah, man, blah. Okay, so who is he going to fight? If Virgil's ducking, who is he going to fight? Jamel is not a good opponent. Jamel will be a good opponent for either one of them. For either one of them. He was the undisputed champ at 54. He has not lost since that time at 54. He went up to 68 and then look like himself, but he has not lost at 54. But then people pick and choose when they want to give, you know, credit to legacy and accolades and all of that. They act like, oh man, yeah, but Mel, yeah, I know he was under, but how long has he fought? Like, come on, man. Tyson Fury was on the couch for what, 3 years? He was out of shape, on drugs. Deontay Wilder put him up off of the couch, and what happened? He breathed life into him. So let's not go there. People pick and choose, man. The third one, I'm seeing talks about. Yeah, I've seen video, Martin King. I've seen video of him doing it. He's on video sparring with headgear on and everything. I'm hearing that Dubois and Zhilei Zhang are in talks. I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? The big right hand versus the big left. You know, that fight, I don't see that fight going a distance. And I got to see if Dubois, I hope Dubois' punch resistance ain't, you know, I hope it's still there, you know, because that's a fight. That's a fight, man. That's a fight. So I don't know. It's preliminary. Somebody, you know, I seen some rumblings about it, and you know, but that's somebody going to sleep. Yeah, somebody going to sleep. And I like even though Dubois lost to AJ like that, you know, he lost to Usyk after he stopped Usyk to the body, but they let that fight keep going. Then he get knocked out by Usyk the second time, and you know, we saw what AJ. I mean, we saw what he did to AJ. I still like Dubois, man. It's like, to me, man, Dubois is one of them guys to where he ain't like at the top of the mountaintop, but like he'll get in there with anybody, man. I like that spirit behind Dubois, man. And his sister, you know what I'm saying? I love the way his sister fight, man. I think she's a problem for AB. You can look at how pretty AB is and all of that, you know what I'm saying? I think that it's gonna be a banger whenever AB decide to fight Caroline Dubois. But them Dubois, boy, they can fight, man. They can scrap. And I think that they at least got the heart to get in there with anybody. So I think that'll be a good look in Dubois rebuilding. He got to do a little bit of rebuilding. Maybe Zhang is a little long in the tooth. It'd be a good get back fight, but Zhang, he isn't always the healthiest. I kind of put him in Bacoli, even though Bacoli got a little bit more wrinkles to his game. If them guys would have stayed in shape, well, Zhang, he's really long in the tooth, mainly Bacoli. But if they both got a little bit better, a little bit healthier, they would be a problem for anybody. But they just can't stay healthy year round. They let themselves get out of shape in between fights, and nobody really check them because they heavyweights, and then heavyweight is heavyweight. Like it ain't a weight that you gotta make. So no, it ain't really no monitoring. They let themselves get like totally out of shape. I know they big men. They not gonna have 6-packs and all that. They're not them kind of fighters. They don't need them. They just need to maintain their health outside of that. If you see Dubois still be chiseled and rocked up. You know what I'm saying? His chin be betraying him, man. His deductible. Somebody can meet that chin deductible, man. His chin insurance got a low deductible, man. I'm not sure what he can do about it. But if you hit that chin the right way, you could cause a collision. and Big Bang can go bang upside that chin, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? So the last one, man, that snack pack is real, Jack. Y'all, that snack stuff, bro. I'm gonna show y'all this thing I had, man. Let me see. I wonder if this is the last thing. This is the last thing, man, before we get into Z meats and Z potatoes. We seen this with somebody else, man, but it's one of my fighters that's a snack fighter, and I think he's one of the best little fighters in the world. But if you notice, I don't do much videos on him like solo. I'll give him his compliments or whatever. Yes, he's on he's on my boxes to watch, but I'm not a hypocrite, man. Like if you with them folks, man, I'm treading lightly, man, because it's gonna come out, man. Just like I be trying to tell y'all, man, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And all you gotta do is just sit back and let time. Just like tonight's show. Tonight's show is gonna be the combination of something I said last year when it was all going down, when I was being kind of like ostracized for telling the truth, and people were trying to say that I was hating or I had something against the young man. I'm like, nah, it just take time. And I be wondering why people be so quiet when the shit come to light. Why they don't be as loud as they be when they be coming to shit on Tank and shit like that. I don't be understanding, but look at this, y'all. Look at this. And I hate that I should have had this up here already, man. But look at this. Look at this, y'all. Look at Shakur. Look at Shakur at the bottom. Look at his shoulder area. Look at like the definition of his shoulders and how and then look at him up top. We ain't never seen Shakur look like that, bro. And you can tell me that, oh yeah, because he moving up and blah blah blah. Hey, that shit work, bro. And that's not, I ain't talking about that shit that we can go, like we all can go down to GNC and grab us some snack. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about that shit to where when they give you a therapeutic use exemption, like when they say, oh yeah, you can get a therapeutic use. Why they call it an exemption? That means that as long as you get this prescription and you got a therapy, like you suffering from something, they can give it to you for therapy. You can take that shit. Plenty of boxes done got it. You know what I'm saying? That's a way to kind of like curve around some shit. Right? But when they gotta take your blood and they say, oh, well, you what they call it, you anemic and you need this and you need that. Oh yeah, we gotta get, when they take your blood and they look at them markers and then they prescribe some shit to you that you can't get, that's not over the counter. Yeah. So it's different. I'm not talking about that snack shit that anybody like me, AC, Marty King Boxing, we can go up in there in GNC, we can go and grab a big canister of that black shit with that yellow label on it. We can go. No, I'm not talking about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that if we was on the streets, I'm talking about that loud pack. You know what I'm saying? That peculiar, the stickiest of the icky. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, on this one, I gotta cook on this one, because when I was watching the DAZN video, and that's where this footage comes from, this photo comes from. When you look at him, I was looking at the video like, damn, this nigga done got big and muscular before. Even when you look at his previous fights and look at him in the ring, you know, the picture you have on the bottom, the picture, that's, he's in a fight. He just won a fight. You're no more bloated. You're more bloated after you get into a fight. Then look at him right here. Look at the difference in his shoulder muscle. You can say age. You can see the difference in his face. That don't even look like Shakur. And here's the thing, people. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he isn't. But you look at how certain things affect women bodybuilders, how it affects their body. Look at how, you know, if you guys ever saw the Lee Haney documentary, and he tells you where these big X's come from that are on his chest. It wasn't a tattoo. It was because he had to get surgery to remove overbloated muscle so his heart can work. It was constricting his heart and his lung because he done built up so much muscle. So what I'm saying is, when you look at that video and you look at how they have it, that you look at that video and you say, that's not Shakur Stevenson's body. I've seen this dude train all along and he's never been, like, his chest muscle never hung over like that. Dude looking like he benching, 280 and working out. And then going to do, pull-ups and stuff like that. So when you even look at Keyshawn looks the way he's always looked. You feel what I'm saying? And you see the difference between the two of them when you watch that video, because there is a point where Keyshawn is in that video and he's just as sweaty as Shakur, but he looks like the Keyshawn we always seen. In the same video, someone came over and they measured him, and then he walks away and was laughing.
Yeah, like when it come down to females, like when the borderline, it's like, cause like Alicia, I think Alicia Baumgartner, she's like right at that perfect line where it's like she still looks feminine, but you could tell she's highly in shape. But if she went further to the right, you know what I'm saying? She went more, she would start looking what they call vascular. Yeah. See, Shakur is looking vascular in here. So if you look at him and you look at his shoulders, You could tell, like, cause I got those same, like in my shoulders, like depending on, cause like in my shoulder area, I get them because my shoulders can get big and they get small, so I get stretch marks. If you look at him, he got stretch marks on his shoulders in the lower picture. You can always see him. I've seen him on him for a while, so I'm like, okay, so he might get a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? Then when he, then he'll tone up for a fight. So there's a little bit of yo-yo in this picture. He's looking vascular. He's looking like he looked like that ain't just running. That ain't just running and swimming and hitting the track. You know what I'm saying? That looks
power lifting.
Yeah.
You power lifting. Everything you doing, like you benching, you doing crazy push-ups, you doing an abnormal amount. Like right now he looked like a Brooklyn dude. In the summertime, this is what your average Brooklyn dude look like, because we be in the park doing pull-ups, push-ups, dips, and all of that kind of stuff. But we look like that because we've been doing it for years. We've been doing it for years, and during the winter time when it's too cold, we may put a pull-up bar in the hallway of our house and just do mad push-ups with the push-up bars and all of that kind of stuff. You feel what I'm saying? But the whole point of what I was saying was like, yo, this nigga, like, I thought it was cap when I was seeing videos where people were like, yo, when y'all see the new Shakur Stevenson, whoa, this dude, his body is different. I thought it was cap. And then when I saw this video right here, I was like, what? Wow.
Yeah. And he was talking like, about this newfound power. They saying he got this newfound. I'm like, man, if he go up here and he cold cock and he knocked T.O. the fuck out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Debo when he got hit by that brick, I'm calling it, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's already, that's why I say, man, like, if your favorite fighter is on that snack shit, but you know what I'm saying? Or if you as a fighter on that snack shit, bro, use your library voice when it come down to like the testing and the PEDs and all that. Don't be in the mess hall with your chest out like you up at top of Mount Kilimanjaro and you want the world to hear you when it come to that, because it's looking kind of funny to me, man. Looking funny in the light to me.
Yeah, now I'm gonna say this. One of my favorite fighters is on snack. There was
one of mine.
There was one point in time where I was actually defending Terrence Crawford being on snack. But a lot of things changed not a lot of things, everything changed when I saw the video and I heard the man say it out of his own mouth that, they know how to circumvent these things. They have a formula of how to circumvent these things. I was like, okay, so that means I don't care who you are. I don't care what level you are. You know the limits and you know how to mask it. Long as you don't long as you never got caught, you never cheated. So I said, yeah, that's the attitude. So I don't agree with any fighter at this point being on snack, including one of my favorite fighters who's still an active fighter. You feel what I'm saying? And that's Devin Haney. The last fight with him versus Brian Norman, his dad was wearing the snack. He was wearing the snack. They was being promoted by snack. You feel what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this. When you play in that sandbox, when you look for those edges that skirt the very limits of the rules, I didn't cross the line, but I know how to push it up so it curves in my favor. That's when I have, issues with things. So looking at him, all I can say is snack works. Whatever the fuck it's supposed to do, it works. And this is why it is so critical for continuous blood tests if you're on that high level snack program. Because through those blood tests, he would tell you what they're looking for. And then he would tell you, then we put you on a supplemental, and I'm doing the air quotes, the supplemental diet that actually starts to boost those things. And you look at that from a scientific point and say to yourself, why? Why? Why do I need to go that deep into the molecular level? This is the molecular level of breaking down strength and conditioning and power. So when you breaking this shit down to the molecular level, you're curving that fucking line so much that the shit almost looks like a spike. Like a rooftop, a big ass triangle, where you learned how to circumvent so much things that I don't cross the line, but I have a hell of a lot of leeway more than anybody else. And if you can pay for it, it is what it is. So I was shocked in looking at Shakur's size, and I was like, that's more than, that's more than moving up, because you keep telling us you're a natural 135 pounder, and at 135 you never look like that. So I have to question things. I have to question a lot of things. That at the end of the day, I have far too much respect for Shakur's talent, just like I have far too much respect for Terrence Crawford's talent. And I would just, Crawford's already retired, but Shakur, you got a long future. You don't need this. You don't need this. So I'm hoping it's not. In one area where I strongly want to give you the benefit of the doubt, it's right here and at this moment. I really, really want to give you the benefit of the doubt. I really want to think that I could figure out an argument that makes sense to me without me trying to go into some sort of cognitive dissonance of what my eyes see and what I've heard this man say, and not get on some weird shit and make an excuse for you, like based on that, but something that's, a little bit more common sense to me, something that I feel, if this was a used car, I could sell it to Bodywork. Because I know this dude coming in, he gonna kick the tires, he gonna ask me to pop the hood, he gonna say, let's start it up, he gonna put me through the ropes to try to sell him this used car. Mm-hmm. So if I can make the argument that he'll say, you know what, I'll do the test drive and, based on how it performs, I'll buy it. And then we still got to negotiate the price. So I know there's still some work to do, but I know at least I laid a foundation that maybe I could build on, and then pull some bullshit and try to hindsight it. You feel what I'm saying? But right now, none of that's even, I wouldn't even want to go that route. And at the end of the day, it just makes no sense to try to lie to my eyes, lie to my ears. It is what it is at this point. And I just want to, the cognitive dissonance in me says I want to give this man the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it's just something to keep your eye on, y'all. I mean, I hope Shakur's on his best behavior, man. I always find it odd where when you didn't need something and you had elite level talent, especially Olympian level, like what would make you turn? You've been multi-divisions, you've been this and this and this, and then all of a sudden you decide, oh yeah, I want to go work with these people with this background, this adverse background. It just always looked kind of funny. But then there's some people that say, man, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You know what I'm saying? And there's some people saying, well, everybody, they all doing it. I'm like, yeah, but I've never seen Shakur look like that. I've never seen him look this vascular. We still got 2 weeks out. Like, I mean, I don't know. Could it work to his advantage? Like, I mean, we've seen people like Frank Martin look like this. T.O. has looked like this. Frank Martin you know, he's one of the more ripped people that's like, you know, more like got too much muscles. It's a couple fighters that typically sometimes have too much muscles, but I've never seen Shakur look this vascular. You know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
one argument. And it's based on what reports that I've heard early on. Could what we be looking at is the direct effect of Shakur Stevenson overtraining?
Yeah, it could.
Okay, so that's where my benefit of the doubt
He
going.
could have put more of a focus on that, but I'm thinking, man, it's not like he looking like how Schofield and Frank Martin and be looking almost. He's not. But
yeah, bro.
But see, the thing is, because I was going to touch on the way that the fight goes, and you know, nobody talked about like if this is more of an inside game. If T.O. get all the way on the inside and start leaning on Shakur, like if that was like if you know if he's preparing for some of that, or you know maybe some sparring would have told him, okay, well man, yeah, T.O. figured out I got to get all the way on the inside and make this all the way like an all the way inside fight. We all the way on the inside, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's gonna be leaning on me. I'm gonna be able to lean on him, maybe, but nothing really indicates that that's the kind of fight it's gonna be. It's not like he need all of that to be able to push somebody off, and then we seen what happened when a boxer in what's his name, Joseph Parker, he decided he wants to put on all that weight, you know, to deal with somebody like Fabio Wardley. And did it work a little bit? Yeah, but did it fuck with his gas tank? I think in a little bit it did. Yeah. And then that mental pressure of being caught, that added on to it, and you run around with all that weight, and then when you exhausted, when you finally do get hit, them legs are definitely gonna go. So, I don't know. I'm just making an observation, and just like
we both
like
are.
in real time, I put it down on wax to say, hey man, there's something to look at, y'all. I've never seen Shakur look like this, and I'm not saying what I'm saying is what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything more. I'm not saying anything less. I'm just saying it looked like that snack shit worked, and I've never seen Shakur look this vascular. So you know what I'm saying? That it just is what it is.
And for me, just my last point was in that same video, he just got out the ring with sparring and stuff like that. And he did say, you know, if he want to grab me and, you know, try to wrestle me and stuff like that and make me feel his presence, I'm gonna let him know, you know, I'm gonna let him feel me too. So to the argument you just made, let's just say hopefully, you know, those are the points. People just open your eyes and just look at the picture and understand nobody's accusing them of anything. This is not what's happening here. We're just saying we've just never seen you look like this. And from the reports of you looking different and different stuff like that, even in watching those videos of Shakur that he's producing himself, I don't know what, you know, at what point this was taken versus those, but he didn't look this big. Like there was these scenes in that video that was like, yo, this dude he's got some size. Like you looking like you damn near 147-pound fighter.
Talk about I'm just a 35er. Like with your height.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, you're not gonna be that big and be a 135-pounder, man. Look at the Frank Martin scenario, man. No, it's not a good look.
Yeah, so that's it, man. I you know, I want to get to the meat and potatoes, man. So this is the meat and potatoes, man. Bernie the Boxer just exposed Keyshawn Davis and how he purposely missed weight for the De Los Santos fight. He said he was clueless that Keyshawn was drinking in camp. And, you know, my philosophy is this, and I'm going to play I'm gonna play something, right? But look, this is my philosophy real quick. Let me break it down. My philosophy is this: when you are in a camp, right? You in a pack, y'all working out, y'all hitting the bags, y'all all in each other's face, y'all doing push-ups, y'all doing sit-ups, y'all running alongside each other, y'all talking, y'all sparring, y'all face to face. If somebody was drinking, because I remember when I was in air assault school and I had my little wild nights in the Army, my little smearing off night. I got up on top of that tower. As soon as I got up on top of that tower, he looked at me and said, "Oh, soldier, somebody had a good time last night." Now we're talking about this was like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm just like, on rappel. I'm looking down. I'm trying to get down. I'm trying about to rappel off the top. I'm like, on rappel, on belay. And I'm like, yeah, I had a good time. And I'm just zipping down. I'm trying to get down. But like just for that split second, me having to stand up there since he's at the top of the tower telling me to get down, there was a smell. So this thing that Keyshawn was trying to sell us about how he's been drinking and camping, whatever, it's like the Ryan Garcia and the mental health thing. And we both know that they have mental health issues. So I'm not making light of that. I'm just saying, as boxing fans, we gotta be careful when we allow them to do this, like tug at our heartstrings and use certain things. So if you was in the camp and you was drinking like that every night, right, and especially if you was dieting and exercising the way he did, you're not gonna be able to hide that from nobody. You're not gonna be in camp with somebody holding the pads for you, coming in, giving you instruction. They might even have to come in and bring it in and let me whisper. If you were drinking like that, they would have known in camp. So shout out to Fight Side TV. I'm not gonna this was the one that I found this one because this breaks it down the shortest way. But shout out to Fight Side TV. I subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to use this clip so I can cite the source. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair. So y'all already know when I have these conversations, what do I always tell y'all? I'm trying to tip the conversations in balance in favor of fair, right? I don't just be shooting from the hip. I try to qualify everything just like a research paper. When you cite your sources, I cite my sources. I make my assertions or assumptions or whatever and try to qualify my opinions by facts. Sometimes I don't. I just have a hunch. Sometimes I'm just in the moment and I have a hunch and I'm just using my context clues and I'm following the bouncing ball all along, just like I did. And this is during the time when I did a video basically saying where Keyshawn refuses to stand on business by not fighting De La Santos. And at that point in time, everybody gave him the benefit of the doubt, saying, oh, he couldn't make weight, he couldn't do this, and everybody came out with all kind of excuses. And you think about how long ago that was in February. So we just now getting this truth now. So how long is that? 11 months. I told y'all it's a curve to where I might sound like I'm a little off. I might sound like, oh yeah, he's been a little assertive about this topic. Even though I keep it all the way boxing. I don't even get as toxic as these other channels talking about who they screwing and whose baby mama did what and how. I don't even get into that. But I'm the bad guy. Keeping it boxing. Well, I kept it boxing back then. And now I'm just now getting the proof to qualify what I was saying back then. That's why I say if you subscribe to the channel, just stay subscribed to the channel. If I come out and do something about your favorite fighter or fighter you like and you don't like it, just stay subscribed, skip that one, and come back on the next one. That's all I'm asking. But we getting ready to play this. Shout out to Fight Side TV because he broke it down. They broke it down in the shortest way. And I'm gonna go ahead and play that so we can actually hear this. But listen to this. Listen to this, y'all.
Things which before that
privy to and didn't hear anything about. But I know for the De La Santos fight, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary for that fight.
In camp, I was basically drinking every day, and I was just hurt, bro, from the previous camp and then the previous camp for that camp. And things were just lingering on, and I was beating up limos with a bad mental. I was knocked out Baranchik with a bad mental.
And like I said, he said he was drinking so much, that's why he couldn't make the weight. And I never even heard that he drunk. I never seen him take a drink. I never heard that he drank or nothing. And to drink every day during a training camp, the way we put him in is crazy. I don't know how he was able to sustain himself.
So I was just like, man, I can fight. I can do this. Like, if I just get to the fight, then I'll be good. Like, real talk, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like because I that was the only reason why I couldn't really lose those extra 3 pounds, because I was just drinking, you know what I'm saying?
If I'm being honest, he wasn't 4 pounds overweight at first. He decided that it wasn't a thing he wanted to be. Before that, the guys might have had a counsel about, I wasn't privy to and didn't hear anything about
beating up limos with a bad mental.
And like I said, he said, wait, and I never even heard that he drunk. I never seen him take a drink. I never heard that he drank. To drink every day during a training camp, the way we put him in is crazy. I don't know how he was able to sustain himself,
So I was just like, man, I can fight. I can do this. Like, if I just get to the fight, then I'll be good. Like, real talk, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like because that was the only reason why I couldn't really lose those extra 3 pounds, because I was just drinking, you know what I'm saying?
If I'm being honest, he wasn't 4 pounds overweight at first. He decided that it wasn't a thing he wanted to. He decided he wasn't going to make the weight. So I don't know what. That was a decision on him. Like I say, he basically said that, he couldn't make the weight. He said in other interviews, I couldn't make the weight. He said that even when he was after the De La Santos fight. He said that I just didn't want to do it. So it was basically on him. He didn't want to make the weight. So whether he blamed it on drinking, whether he blamed it on the mental aspect of things, he just didn't want to make the weight.
So I had to slow it down a little bit so y'all can actually hear and understand what he was saying. But
he basically said that, he couldn't make the weight. He said in other interviews, I couldn't make the weight. He basically said that, going to make the weight. So it wasn't at first. He wasn't 4 pounds overweight. If I'm being honest, he wasn't 4 pounds overweight at first. He decided that it wasn't a thing he wanted to. He decided he wasn't going to make the weight. So I don't know what. That was a decision on him. Like I say, he basically said that, he couldn't make the weight. He said in other interviews, I couldn't make the weight. He said that even when he was after the De La Santos fight. He said that I just didn't want to do it. So it was basically on him. He didn't want to make the weight. So whether he blamed it on drinking, whether he blamed it on the mental aspect of things, he just didn't want to make the weight.
So AC, you remember when I was basically saying, man, yeah, he did that shit on purpose, man. I don't believe it. And I said, and then plus I was saying, well, even if he couldn't, you trying to tell me that the camp didn't know and all this, so maybe the camp didn't know, but that even makes more sense. Like, yeah, the camp was aware that, yeah, so far so good. We on weight, we on point. And yeah, I might have been critical of the record of the fighters last year. I did a piece about the records and how whether or not Bud was just that special, or is it, the whole camp or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I might have been critical of that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't critical of them actually getting these guys to the big fight. I was just questioning sometimes like the adjustments being made, and I was told by a fighter that you can't blame the camp, you got to blame the fighter. And I was like, well, they're a team, you know what I'm saying? Because when you win, it's pretty much the fighter. When you lose, it's the coach, it was the nutritionist, it was the, so it's like, nah, a team is a team. So what kind of makes sense is that he was on weight, they knew he was on weight, and then all of a sudden he was off weight, and he purposely didn't, because it's not like Keyshawn is not like Boots. He's not like Devin. He don't even got that frame when you look at him. He look, because he can get he's so lean. A lot of times when you see people that's muscular, they look a lot bigger, like until you really like you in person and you see them when they lean like that. But we just show how like Shakur is actually bulking up, because now he looks physically bigger than Keyshawn. Before, we didn't see that. It probably looked like Keyshawn was probably more bigger because he had more muscle mass. He's way leaner. But Keyshawn is a small, lean guy. He's not like, well, I ain't gonna say small, lean. He still look like he should go to 47. But like, we know that it wasn't one of them situations where he couldn't make the weight unless he didn't want to make the weight. And that's what I was saying in real time back then, that he did that shit on purpose.
Yeah, for sure. And that at the end, man, when that was extremely disappointing, hearing Bernie just break it down like that, to have that actual confirmation, it just makes everything that happened following that even worse. Like, you tried to hum a stunt and talk some shit to Abdullah. You feel what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying?
Then you trying to say, I apologize to everybody. I apologized about missing weight. Your own camp just shitted on your apology. The dudes who were there in your last fight just dismantled. That's probably why they were saying, or Bomac said what he said about you. I don't want to discourage the young man's career, so I'm just not gonna, as he, as the message that Bernie the Boxer delivered earlier, because they heard what you said and they still knew it was 100% bullshit. So, man, bruh, this is, bro, if you was called Robin, it's like finding out Robin was the spy for the Joker. He was just there at times to put himself in danger so Batman couldn't do what he was doing. In that, not in a sense of you two being a dynamic duo, but just in a sense of how Batman would turn around and look at Robin and be like, wow. Everybody was willing to go to bat for you. Everybody was willing to do X, Y, and Z for you. And now you just out here knowing you just didn't want to make the weight. And then you tried to throw alcoholism in there. Nah, I was just going through that's alcoholism.
Yeah. That's the other thing. That's the other piece right there where I was saying, okay, he get the mulligan for the weed, being down in Texas and not like getting the getting everything wiped away, no contest or whatever for the weed. And now you come out and you say, oh, you was drinking. And you try to say that you was drinking and doing like a couple other things in fights before that. But the reason why I be getting on these guys right here, the reason why at the same time, just like last time, I was getting on these gatekeepers right here. Why? Because they be having so much to say about everybody else. But like it never, like, you see how easy they took it on. Like, yeah, Keyshawn says he was drinking. Like Ward didn't like say nothing crucial or critical of this man. So you want to tell us in one breath, because the guy on the right, this guy right here, he just came out here not too long ago. I put it in my housekeeping that no, it was actually on the episode that I did about delusion, like who's being delusional. And he said he's the next Bud Crawford. Where it's like, well, I don't recall Bud getting a victory erased, a decision victory erased because of weed in his system.
I just
I
have
don't
this.
recall Bud coming out saying he was drinking, bad mindset and drinking. I remember Bud
So
saying
he will
didn't
not gonna blame pot again. You know, he will not gonna. What's up, guys? He's not gonna blame pot because drinking. We the green people, we don't drink. F that. Nah, drink and drinking in a camp, training and the way that these people trained at that elite level. Hell no. You remember you doing push-ups and doing, that PT training after a freaking being drinking all night the night before? You- Bro, nah. And nah. I don't believe it. I believe more that he couldn't do the weight and stuff like that, and for business wise, like, oh, we're gonna miss the weight, whatever, but we're gonna make the fight, and then we're gonna move to 140. Wait, okay, talk to me straight up. Don't try to play me that victim. Oh, I got mental issues, and I don't want a boxer with mental issues. Get the hell out of here. Put your skirt out, and I don't know, bro. This is a freaking savage sport. I want a freaking boxer. What are you talking about? Like, I was drinking in the cold. You cannot drink in every day in a boxing training camp for 2 months, and now everybody's telling that storyline. No, he missed weight, yeah, in purpose to take advantage of La Granada,
That's
walk me through and go to 140. Okay, cabrón, it's cool, but don't bring me this BS.
That's what it was. That's what I believe that. Like, yeah, you did it thinking that you was gonna have an advantage. You was gonna try to put him in their mental advantage so that he knows you outweighed him, and then you physically outweighed him. Like, you know what I'm saying? So your punch resistance would be better. Like, you didn't drain yourself, you didn't cut all the way down and put yourself through that punishment. And it backfired when they were like, oh, okay, well, when you got touched and they felt you, then you were still dry, because Samson said that they touched you, and then when he figured out that you were still dry, it's like, oh no, you ain't even try. And everybody was saying, oh no, they shitted on Samson. Like, where are all the people? This is why I gotta come back and do this. For the hindsight of 2020, it's like, if in the beginning, if you were that loud, you was crucifying everybody else, you was throwing stones at everybody else's house, all through everybody else's window. Now we find out it's the truth. It's crickets. Like, ain't nobody got nothing to say. Ain't nobody want to talk about it. Like, oh man, did you hear? Like, oh wow, like you doing the Homer Simpson in the bush now.
Bro,
Come on.
yeah, it's like meta, bro, because they told him hide and stuff like that, right? So Leko, we don't see you and whatever. What you do? Hanging out with your brother, celebrating because this is your core, is your main event, and you don't need the help of nobody. Your little promotion and stuff, selling out in Virginia, in your hometown, whatever. Cabrón, hide, make, like, yes, I'm doing push-ups and little sweat, spray some water over you, whatever. No, he cannot even do that. But now you're gonna come to me to tell me that you got mental issues, that you was drinking in the camp and all this BS, bro. 2020 is over. 29, nah, bro. Now he's the fucking alpha, so we want the alphas over there in that ring. Why are you talking to me like? I like that picture of Shakur. Oh my god, Diablo, cabrón, if you're coming like that to face Tio, I think I'm looking to something different. The kid maybe brings some power in those hands and maybe some speed, maybe some pocket game. I don't know. I like that. I like that Shakur. That picture I saw, I was like, shit, now you look like a freaking man. Huh. Okay. Dale, a boxer. Now you don't look like a kid. Okay. I don't know. Like maybe that quarter always bound me to him, bro. But I can tell you, Ortiz, like people, Ortiz is a freaking good boxer. They call him the technician for a reason, you know, and he can pop too. That's a Dominican Puerto Rican guy, you know. That's his heritage. So, and I don't know, like Kitchen don't have it easy here. Like he cannot play freaking Ortiz like he was trying to play De Los Santos. And De
Yeah,
Los Santos wasn't that difficult for him because De Los Santos have it how long? Since he fought Shakur, he didn't fought. Then he don't fought that fight. Then they made that city fight over there in Dominican Republic so he can get in the ring and whatever. But Shakur, I don't know, Keyshawn, instead of being crying and feeling we want like the fans feel sorry for you, just fucking get in the ring, defeat this guy, do it like in the way we're expecting, and then we talk about whatever. Stop like what I don't know. That's me.
yeah. Well, my whole thing is this. I want to hear from the Hall because I hate hearing from the Hall of Famers when it's time to do all of that. I want to hear from them when the rubber meet the road and you realize that your fighter ain't been living the boxer's lifestyle. Because when my favorite fighter, he do anything. He sneeze wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's the problem. Oh man, you hear Tank? Man, Tank. He blocked. But we are now hearing that not only because he got a mulligan about it's so many things. He got kicked out of the Olympics and then got brought back. He lost to the Olympics.
We already of being wild guy.
He lost to Cruz. Nobody said nothing, and they gave him a reprieve about getting his get back. Now, what did he say? AC? He said if Cruz knock out Moritalia, then he'll consider fighting Cruz. I'm like, why you get all these caveats? So then we hear that your guy, he ain't living the boxer's lifestyle.
And Cruz
everybody at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro talking about this, and you don't hear Andre Ward, like he gave him a pass. Roy Jones, he gave him a pass. Tim Bradley, he's still all on his nuts talking about he the next Terrence Bud Crawford. He'll never be the next Terrence Bud Crawford. Why? Because he don't even have the lifestyle of a boxer.
Yeah. Bro, Terrence Crawford, whatever he did his career and won his he got a dedication because staying 1 year without fighting and then come that year and perform at that level. You have to be trained the whole freaking year at the end of the day. You feel me? You cannot be like doing nothing. No. So and keep that body in that shape. So.
At the end of the day, here's what people have to realize in what he was saying. And this is the part where, you know, you want to say what you got to say. You want to call yourself the businessman and stuff like that. Businessmen aren't substance abusers because you'll eventually crash out. You've already had one. If you're saying this, and that, and this dude brought you from a space where you were still abusing substances, then at the end of the day, I can't put that kind of stock in you again because you don't have the champion's mindset. You don't have the fighter's mindset. So you, by your own admission, you were caught in one thing, then you did something else. Two of the things that Terrence Crawford said he doesn't do and he's never done. Drink and smoke. So at the end of the day, Keyshawn, win or lose, I'm still going to give you credit if you win, but you're just not a dude I'm rocking with like that. And I'll be right back. I just got to go downstairs and get this food.
Okay. But yeah, it's not a good look, man. And you know, we all put on a facade, man. I just say that you know, we can't let these guys play around with mental health. It's serious. As much as we want him to be like one of the next big stars, it's just safe to say, just let these guys do what they do. Let these guys do more than what we expect before. Not not keep giving them. Like, I understand the benefit of the doubt. We all want the benefit of the doubt, but you get the benefit of the doubt. You like when you go into these fights, like we're giving Shakur the benefit of the doubt, and that he's the superior boxer in that one, right? We give him that because they both earn silver medalists. We don't take away from that, because just anybody can't just pop a silver medal out their ass. So don't get it misconstrued. But when you talk about being focused, being up next, being like ready for superstardom, Tank had once said, he's like, man, most of these cats, he said they claim they want the stardom and all that, but they'll lose their mind once they got it. And what has happened? Keyshawn already showed that he imploded. Now I don't even know like when he's lying and when he's not. Like I gotta sit back and be like, that don't sound right. Then it's like, and then he'll come back and be like, yeah, man, everybody want me to fight everybody. It's like, no, the way you carry yourself, you make it seem like you King Kong, but then you are very selective. You're like Goldilocks when it comes to the porridge. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, this porridge is too hot. No, this porridge is too cold. No, yeah, this porridge is just right. Like, come on, man. Like, if you a Highlander, a Predator, you're not that selective about your opponent. Anybody in your weight class can get it. But it's always these caveats to these fights that where it's like, nah, I don't want to fight him. And this the other thing about him. Another thing, if you go back and you start looking at those interviews with Jermaine Ortiz, when he go on some of these channels, Jermaine Ortiz basically said that he said when he came up between him and Keyshawn, he was like, I was asking him, I was like, man, maybe you know something that I don't know. And Keyshawn said it too, because they can't keep their mouth shut. When the announcement was first made that he was fighting Jermaine Ortiz, he said, I been knew I was fighting Jermaine Ortiz. You know who didn't know they wasn't fighting Jermaine Ortiz? Richardson Hitchens didn't know he wasn't fighting Jermaine Ortiz. But see, he get blamed for it. But Keyshawn knew all along he was going to be the one. So I'm like, that's that manipulation thing. That's why I'll be having my foot on Eddie's neck whenever he promote. Like, we can't just do like what we doing, because right now a lot of people got their foot on Oscar neck. A lot of people got their foot on Virgil neck. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got their foot on Eddie neck. Nobody had their foot on Boots neck when he turned down the Turkey deal for that same fight.
F-Turkey.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to look at these things. So in that situation, because remember when I did this right here, I was saying that Shakur, it's an interview out here where he said, man, look, I thought I had T.O. He's like, this was Richardson. He said, man, and Shakur, he just came out and pretty much just, he intercepted my shit. I ain't even lie. He just intercepted my fight. He took it like a champ. He took it, but see, his fight get intercepted. He put his mans up for Jermaine Ortiz. They had the whole back and forth between Richardson Hitchens and Keyshawn. Everybody blame Richardson Hitchens. They don't blame Keyshawn. But Keyshawn knew all along he was going to fight Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz said he signed up to fight both of them, and he thought he was fighting Richardson Hitchens. He got pulled the switcheroo. But guess who knew? Keyshawn knew the whole time.
Oh, yes.
He knew the whole time, y'all. So it's like, don't be mad at me when I be calling shit straight down the middle and everybody want to pledge their allegiance to this camp and this fighter and this and this. And I just pledge my allegiance to the truth. As the facts and everything come out, that's all I can do. Why? Because that's all I can rely on. I don't have inside sources and connections and all this. I just got common sense and I be paying attention. That's all I got. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I be right. I be having a hunch.
Because if they want to try to sell us that storyline that he was drinking in a whole camp, cabron, it's how? That's elite level camps. That's not like you're training at not even the Olympics. No, bro. You cannot tell me you're drinking and no. I know you missed the weight because that was the intention. Okay, period. Like, oh my God, I cannot cut this weight no more, whatever. So I'm gonna miss those 3 pounds. And taking it easy, boop, you got an extra pound that you're supposed to don't take because you're supposed to stay on weight, because at least Ryan Garcia, he's staying those 2 pounds overweight. You feel? And look like he's sweating and stuff, whatever he did, whatever. But you cannot even do that. You cannot even fool. You're gonna do it like Ryan did it, but he fooled the people till the end. Everybody thought he wanna make the weight till weight night. You know, like so. You cannot even do that, bro. To sell your place, and then you have to make that freaking scene. You think people forget about that? And now you're gonna tell us you're an alcoholic? You think we're gonna see it good? Like we're gonna feel sorry for you? No, no. It's the total opposite. I'm more getting into the fight. Like this is the worst news you can put out there. Nobody gonna feel sorry for you. This is not a feel sorry game, or I'm a fan of because I feel no, bro. I want you to make the people pay and shit, but if you're gonna give me this soap opera like that, like I'm no.
So
Then
so
I
this is
cannot
how you
support
lose.
you.
This is how you lose your benefit of the doubt with me, because we gave you the benefit of the doubt. I was like, yeah, I was like, you can't tell me he didn't do that on purpose. And De Los Santos got called a duck. De Los Santos was like, no, he should have just this. But now knowing that he did it on purpose, coming from somebody in the camp saying he did it on purpose. Now what?
Yeah, I don't feel because you know what the team of Lemos did that to him, right? On purpose, they was gonna miss the way they pay a fine. They make them pay a fine, right? And you cannot get more than 145 in the going into the fight. They did that to him. But Keyshawn, instead of playing full okay or a little final, you can no, like bro. You know, like I can understand in the business way, you know me, always in the business side. But anyway, and now you tell me you're a freaking alcoholic. You think I gonna? Oh my god, it's one after another one. How the hell I can support you even if you're good in the ring? That's what I like Andy Cruz. Yes, maybe he's older, but he stay in the camp. He's always training. You don't hear shit about him. He's just training and fighting, training and fighting. Now he's going for the title. Yeah, I'm the IBF. That nobody want to fight the IBF champion, but whatever. Then he can go to 140 and kick the ass of Keyshawn because that's what it look like, you know. And actually, I want that to happen because, bro, how I gonna support you? How?
Yeah. Is that
Okay.
you, CJ?
Yeah, that's me. Oh, my fault. Yeah, I was trolling somebody earlier. Yeah, that's me. You see the avatar. But I wanted to ask because I just hopped up. I wanted to hear Malaza. What is your contention between the fighters? Like, I didn't hear the first part of your argument.
What do you mean?
Keyshawn, you were saying that he was doing something wrong. I think so.
No,
Again, I'm just hopping out. Sorry.
Everything. He's taking my super like everything, bro. Like I understand maybe why you missed the way with De Los Santos and whatever, but I call you stupid because you don't full Lekowicz. Okay, you have to full Lekowicz so the fight can happen. Two, then you make a scene in that place, you know, and was a black people promotion in Virginia, his hometown, and your fans, you took away your fans that went and paid money to see you. They couldn't see you because you did that BS. And after that, your brother lose and you make a scene, and the police have to take you out of the place, out of the building. Now I hear that now, no, all this stuff because I was drinking in the camp. What? And you expect I'm gonna feel sorry for you because now you're irresponsible and now you blame alcoholism? No.
Hold on. You said why the last part I missed it. I agree with most of what you said, but what was his excuse?
Now in the
He was drinking in the camp.
That he was drinking in the camp.
He was drinking in camp, and that's why he fucked up. Okay, well, I mean, at least he's being honest about it, right?
No, what
that could happen to a young man.
No, he's not. You come in, you got to watch the beginning of the live, like, well, not the beginning, but the part. Hold on. So, yeah, because I don't want you in here being contentious, and you didn't even hear the the basis for what this just came out. Hold on. Let me see. Let me play it. Let me play it again. Let me play it again for you.
All right, cool. I'm not trying to come out here and speak without the information, but
all right.
No, I definitely. Why you pulling that up? I agree that he messed up the last one by missing weight and popping out. I definitely agree with that. I was just trying to get to the brother's point, Malaza. Shout
All
out
right,
to you.
listen. All right, listen.
Before that, the guys might have had to counsel about some things which, I wasn't privy to and didn't hear anything about. But I know for the De Los Santos fight, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary for that fight.
In camp, I was used to drinking every day, and I was just hurt, bro, from the previous camp and then the previous camp for that camp. And then things were just lingering on, and I was beating up limos with a bad mental. I was knocked out Baranchik with a bad mental. And like I said, he said he was drinking so much, that's why he couldn't make the weight. And I never even heard that he drunk. I never seen him take a drink. I never heard that he drank or nothing. And to drink every day during a training camp, the way we put him in is crazy. I don't know how he was able to sustain himself. So I was just like, man, I can fight. I can do this. Like, if I just get to the fight, then I'll be good. Like, real talk, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like because I that was the only reason why I couldn't really lose those extra 3 pounds, because I was just drinking, you know what I'm saying?
If I'm being honest, he wasn't 4 pounds overweight at first. He decided.
By the way, alcohol dehydrates people. Don't
He wasn't going to make the weight. So I don't know what, that was a decision on him. Like I said, he basically said that. He couldn't make the weight. He said in other interviews, I couldn't make the weight. He said that even after the De Los Santos fight. He said that I just didn't want to do it. So it was basically on him. He didn't want to make the weight. But whether he blamed it on drinking, whether he blamed it on the mental aspect of things, he just didn't want to make the weight.
Okay, now that I heard it, I want to weigh in. I heard Malaza say that alcohol dehydrates you. Most definitely in the immediate sense in terms of a hangover. However, it's empty calories. It doesn't add any nutrition to your system. And I'm speaking as a dude that's about to be 42 and been drinking since age 12. So, I ain't got the 8-pack no more. But no, it definitely will cause you to gain weight. And more importantly, the overall point is you're not being disciplined if you're drinking during training camp. That's fucking crazy. So that's my criticism. Don't drink during training camp. I mean, a pro boxer shouldn't really be drinking. It should be minimal, right? Like special occasions, maybe a wedding or something, have 1 or 2. But no, he shouldn't have been doing that. So I'm on his helmet off that. But yeah, the dehydration, that ain't it. I know you want to make the argument of water weight, but that ain't it.
Yeah. That's the stuff that drives me nuts. He's lying, and I can get the lies that you're telling me, and you're trying to buy. No, I can't. I like his style. I like when he get in the ring, but if this is what I'm gonna get from you, this is just the beginning. Nah, bro, I'm not gonna get into all that.
What is the word in Spanish? It's been 24 years since I took Spanish, almost 25. But mentirosa, is that it?
Mentiroso.
Okay. Mentiroso. Yeah. Okay.
Mentirosa is to if you're gonna tell to a girl that lied to you and stuff, tú eres una mentirosa. But if you're gonna say a liar and stuff, mentiroso.
I got you. Cool.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. The thing is, that was Bernie the boxer, who has no reason to lie. He even kind of held so what makes this more embarrassing from my perspective is that they held him down. Bomac said, out of the to basically preserve that young man's integrity, because Keyshawn made it seem like he cut everybody, he had to nix everybody, basically sanitize the camp. That's really not what happened. Bomac and them even spared him and said, "Nah, man, to preserve that man's integrity, we're not gonna say nothing. We wish him well, nothing but positive, whatever. We still think he is a superstar, blah blah blah." He did that through somebody else's channel. Bernie and them he still say, "Man, I think he's a star. I think he gonna go in there and do this." Even giving his perspective on that. But what he was basically saying is, working around us saying that you drinking, he's like, I never even know he took a drink or whatever. It's because that he wasn't doing that. He's using that trying to tug on the heartstrings of the people. and he still has it. That's why I say he hasn't changed. He hasn't changed because he's still lying. Like he didn't want to make. Like Bernie just came out and said that the dude was on weight. He could have made weight, and he even pointed out how Keyshawn said he could have made weight. He didn't want to make weight. He was playing chicken. He was playing chicken with Samson Leftwich and his fighter De Los Santos, and he wanted to have that weight advantage. So that's really what it is. Like, it just came out. This is what, 11 months later? Like, it's just now coming out. So that's what we're talking about.
Go ahead, Body. I'm sorry if I was over talking, but I want to ask you this. So you think he wanted to have the weight advantage? He figured he was the A side, so they would just accept more money for the weight miss.
Yes.
Look what happened with Ochaki Foster. Look what happened with Ochaki Foster and forgot the name of the other guy. You see that
Fulton?
he weight. No. Ochaki Foster, that he defeated this guy. Forgot his name always.
Stephen Fulton.
Fulton. Thank you. What happened with Fulton? He missed the weight, and what they did, they give it the 135 interim belt, but Ochaki make him pay. I like that. But and Keyshawn was gonna do the same thing, because the next day I was listening to Lekovich in the Spanish channel, right? In the Argentinian and stuff, and when he was talking about that when he get close to Keyshawn and he touched Keyshawn, he was dry. He was not even trying to because they give you some hours to make the weight or try to make the weight, but when he touched him, he saw him all dry, like sparring with his brothers and stuff. Like he was not even trying or doing nothing. And Lekovich decided to say, fuck it, I'm not gonna send my boxer like carne de cañón. I don't know how to translate that one in English. Like just like the cow to the slaughterhouse, So Lekovich decided. Lekovich was the one who decided to don't do the fight. So that's not on Keyshawn. But what I tell on Keyshawn is, Cabrón, you cannot hide, you cannot pretend that you're trying to lose weight, spray some water, whatever you have to do to make the fight happen. And then in that freaking night, you make that scene over there. Acho, no, I cannot forget that. And then now you tell me you're an alcoholic. That's where I am with him now. Like, what? Bro, I'm trying to back you up, but if this is what you're gonna give me as a fan, nah, I don't need this shit. There's a bunch of boxes out there that I can support. Because I'm not gonna deal with that BS. I'm always making excuses and stuff. I'm not saying his boxing skills, that's another thing. But if this is what you're gonna give me, and you're not even a champion, like yes, you won in 135, but then you cannot even defend it and make the weight. So they took it away from you. That's very bad. And now, you're gonna go with Ortiz, and Ortiz is not an easy peasy. That boy can hit, can move, is agile. He keep in camp. He's very focused in what he wants. So I don't know. It's not easy for him.
Okay, I feel you, champ. I want to respond like this. Hopefully my background noise isn't too excessive. I'm outside. I'm still out here with my dog, but I'm almost home. Anyway, wrapping up the road work. But I understand what you're saying. That doesn't inspire a lot of confidence when a motherfucker says he's not disappointed. Essentially, that's what he's saying, right? Because if you're letting the substance control you, then you don't have, you ain't tapped in. You're not prioritizing correctly, is what I'm trying to say. So right. I feel you. I hope he can turn it around, but it's not like I'm a fan. I'm a fan of very few fighters. I'll let y'all know that. Very few, especially present day. I'm like Abdullah, Mason, Bam Rodriguez, Usyk, and that's about where I cut it. So I'm not being racist with it. I'm just like the approach they take to the boxing game. But yeah, I get your point. That's cool. And again, I hope my background noise isn't excessive. I'm right under the airport. I'm 5 minutes from the airport, Sacramento International. So I'll meet up.
Oh, that's what's up. No, but that's good. I'm just like, for me, I'm like, listen, man. You can have. I gave him a clean slate, and the last thing I would want to do is like to have a young brother unemployed, and for him to fall from grace. He already kind of like his career took a hard left. He kind of hit the concrete. You know what I'm saying? They had a little cushion down there for him, right? But the thing is, he need to understand that he got a clean slate. You got to understand that there's a lot of people pulling for Keyshawn and they want him to do well. If you have changed, then what you really want to do is like fully change. Like stop the cap. Like stop lying all the damn time. Like show that you got some integrity and be real. Because as time goes on, you're going to get exposed. Like people be thinking, and I say this all the time, I might look foolish because I come out and I say something and then 3 weeks later, a month later, 2 months later, 6 months later, in this case, 11 months later, I'm proven right. But in real time, it look like I'm just being hard. No, it's no, because there are standards set out here for boxers. So if you're going to have integrity, and don't let these people cover up they say a multitude of sin. Don't let like the Andre Wards and the Timothy Bradleys and the Buds and the Shakurs cover up your multitude of sin. You know why? Because Bernard Hopkins said that ring is a lie detector test. You can lie to us. You can say, "Oh yeah, I'm focused," but if at that point in time, if you saying, "Oh yeah, you on camp, you go on these interviews, yeah, it's the best camp of my life, I feel the grace," but in the background, for whatever reason, whether you were drinking, you wasn't drinking, we're leaning toward the fact that you wasn't drinking, but in present day, like just what less than a week ago, you talking about you was drinking. So you're lying about that, and it was a reason, and you did that misweight thing on purpose. Your card got pulled. Just be truthful, because in the end, when people start drilling you on it, you're gonna start saying, "Oh man, they press, man. They just no." We just want to believe what you say. So the next time, so right now, I question as to whether or not you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing in camp right now.
Yeah, and I'm back and everything. Salute to you, CJ, for joining the panel. There was something I was thinking about earlier while I was down there waiting for this slow delivery dude to finally get here. And that was when I left. Body, you was talking about, you know, what why aren't the legends speaking on this? Even when they spoke with Keyshawn, and in real time after hearing it right there, there should have been some sort of like, "Oh, whoa, you know, I just can't let you just get that out the way and blah blah blah." But Keyshawn did something that I think maybe his PR or publicist, someone probably told him to do, or maybe he figured it out on his own, that there's an unspoken rule in the Black community that
I want to hop in so bad, but I'm gonna let you cook. Go ahead, man.
That if you do something wrong, you know, you get into drugs, you get into womenizing, you get into all of these things, once you find God, all your sins are absolved. So therefore, there is no need for criticism because you've already bowed down to God and accepted God as your only judge. So when you look at them and you look at how Andre Ward, you know, name used to be God's son, and you know, all of this other kind of stuff, and you just kind of say to yourself, yeah, that for me, I point the finger at that thing right there, that unspoken thing is why he doesn't get criticized the way he should about this is the second time as a professional boxer, you know, one by your own admittance, one by a drug test, that you're still abusing substances. So that's
if you had it real quick, I'm gonna let you cook, but if you had to put a term to it, what would you say? Because I got my own term in mind.
I don't know what term I would use. I honestly don't.
Okay. What he's doing? I'm gonna just say damage control, but you're accurate in saying that type of damage control is more specific to the Black community. You repent your sins, we're gonna let you fly. So okay, cool. That's what I know.
You're an alcoholic, and you're blaming that.
No, whatever
Bro,
you
no.
do, champ, we'll forgive you for whatever.
No,
I mean, not me, but
now
the community in
you
general.
piss me off more because now you.
I'm not
That is
trying to
no,
piss
no,
you
no,
off.
This is how I feel. This is how I feel. Like in not just the black community, the Puerto Rican. Like you saw how severe we did over there. We're the minority. Like we're not. I'm not competing with the blacks or whatever because we are the minority. If you put it like that, like so, at the end of the day, what we do represent the whole community. So you make a show in your hometown, and the police have to walk you out of the building. You understand how that looking in news in everything. So black people cannot have their own shit because the police always have to come and get them out of there. Like what? For real?
I was making this
And
point in a
the
very
main,
different conversation just
the main
last night
eventer.
on a panel full of black brothers. So I understand what you're saying, and they were
Like
pushing back against me. It's not a good image. It's not a good look.
no.
So I
And
feel you.
people get how you say offended by that, bro. You have to check because now it's the real because when I like me, I'm Puerto Rican and black and whatever and all colors and shit. But at the end of the day, whatever I do, everybody I'm in Connecticut, so you know, like what I do is gonna be oh yeah, those Puerto Ricans, those people they always do it. Oh yeah, those black like no, bro, no.
Okay.
And more if you're the freaking main event, and now
I'm
you're
gonna
you're alcoholic.
I'm gonna say it
Bro.
like this. I'm gonna say it like this. To give examples, I don't know who lives in what geographical area, but here in New York, we used to have parades for damn near everything. You had the Irish Day Parade, you had the Puerto Rican Day Parade, you had, the West Indian Day Parade. You feel what I'm saying? And you had things like Juve and these type of African, ceremonies and stuff like that. Growing up, these things were very, very cool to go to. It was family oriented, you know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 blah. Why did the Puerto Rican Day Parade stop? Simply because year after year, there were mobs of young Puerto Rican dudes who were grabbing and assaulting girls. Why did the West Indian Day Parade stop?
Okay, hold on. I'm not aware of that.
Hold on.
I went to the. I want to interject. I'm gonna let you cook, obviously, but I went to the PR parade in 06. That's when I was in. I didn't even know that was a thing. For real. I went up there because the Oakland A's were playing the Yankees, but I happened to fumble a part of the Puerto Rican Rican Day Parade in June.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
in the East
But-
Coast. It's no
but basically-
Mexican stuff. It's Puerto
But
Rican.
basically,
Chicago all the way down here.
but basically, why did the Irish Day Parade stop? Because year after year, Irish dudes would get on the subways, especially the 7 train and other trains going deep into Brooklyn, the B, D, Q, and those lines, and they would just get into these brawls. You feel what I'm saying? West Indian Day Parade stopped because year after year, dudes were shooting. You know what I'm saying? So the point I'm making is this. When it comes down to Keyshawn saying accountability, and it's not a good look because these type of situations happen between black venues. They happen year after year with soccer. They happen year after year with some football fans. So it's just not, I just don't classify it as one thing. What the point I was making was within the black community, when you interject God and you put God as your highest judge, there it removes those people who have a strong belief in that system. I can't criticize you now. No, that's beyond my place. I'll let the Almighty judge you. So in that sense, that was the best damage control he could do, because then it removes him of actual accountability.
No, give him more accountability. Because mira, like in
No, I agree with
fight,
AC. Go ahead, Valaza, and I'm gonna follow
check
up.
this out. In the Subriel fight, yes, was a fight inside the building, with some bricks and Puerto Rican, whatever. But they moved that stuff, but wasn't the main event. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a fight in the crowd or something that shit always happened. No, was the main event of the event. The one
But
was
he
putting
wasn't
out.
involved in the main event. The fight was already
You
off.
mentioned
Main
the
event
cultural
was
context.
actually
No.
Abdullah Mason.
No,
Abdullah
no.
Mason was
His
the main
brother,
event.
his brother was over there and put him in
No,
the
no,
court.
but his brother wasn't the main event. His
But
brother,
when they
his
pulled out
older
that
brother
card,
lost the fight.
the
Abdullah
night
Mason took
before,
over as the main
in
event.
the way, yes, but was in the night before they weighed in. The people that went over there already bought the tickets for Keyshawn Davis, and you are not in the main event already, and now they pull you out of the
Yeah,
building.
nobody's saying that aspect of what happened was a bad look for Keyshawn and Keyshawn's brand. But I'm not gonna put that and mold that into a racial view of.
Oh no,
this is,
I'm not trying
you
to
know,
put it in a racial.
No, I'm not
view.
saying you are. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying, for some people that may misconstrue of what you're saying, I completely understand what you're saying, but someone else may hear it in a different way and be like, "What is he talking about?" It's not that. It's everybody. That's why I brought up all of those points to try to give some clarity and clean that up a little bit, because it may have sounded harsh to someone else. So all I'm saying, all I'm saying is this: when it comes down to it, everything that happened in that whole entire sequence of when he purposely missed weight, we can absolutely say that right now. You purposely missed weight, bro. You threw that card, and then I'm not even gonna say you threw the card. You basically wanted all the physical advantages, and I think you may have thought that, this still De Los Santos is still gonna fight me for the payday. So this way you can do whatever, and then whitewash whatever. And then when it didn't go that way, you were more pissed off that, oh shit, I don't get to fight. This motherfucker De Los Santos don't want to fight me. Nah, fuck that. I'm already turned up. So then that's one set of view. Then your brother loses, and then you just completely crash out.
If you
so
tell
it's not
me
a
that,
good look, and then that has to be escorted out of an event that was initially your event, initially not even just yours alone. It was a DB3 event.
If you tell me that, I can buy more and I can support you more. That tell me that you was drinking in the whole camp and all these BS. And bro, I don't want to feel sorry.
There's no sympathy.
See, you tell me.
Malaza, can I go real quick?
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to rotate the mic.
Go
Can I go real quick? I appreciate it. A misjudgment, as AC was alluding to, it was a misjudgment of leverage. He thought he had more clout than he had. And I say that to say this, that no, definitely a bad look. And I can understand people not feeling sympathetic towards a dude that said, he didn't say alcoholic, but he said he was drinking during camp, which essentially I guess that would make him that, right? If you don't have the discipline to lay off your vices when you're on some real shit, when you're on business. So okay, I'll give you that. But no, it's just he thought he had more clout than he had. He thought he could pay it off. Just like oh boy this last weekend. I wish I could remember the name, but it's been a long day. Oh boy thought he could pay it off. Rocha, right? Didn't Rocha miss weight? He thought he could pay it off. Or someone on that golden boy card thought he could just, put up money and you just accept it that I'm on some fuck shit. So I understand that, and it's not going to gain him many fans, but he just misjudged how big he was. So now he got to, hey, champ, chill up. Hey, sit. Now he got to look to rebuild. Oh, I see the other dog. Yeah. Yeah. And he really blew his point. I'll put a bow on it with this. He really blew his, he could have been the next top ranked star. Now it's Mason, in my opinion, but they had him on deck and he kind of fucked that up. So destroy and rebuild. Y'all got it.
Let me chime in real quick. Let me say this. To AC's point, it's this. I feel like this is the same thing sometimes that happened with the Muslim community in Devon. It's like because when you come out and you say that that's like your community, you get spared by anybody of that faith. And even though you're so critical about all these other guys, because your guys of that faith, you spare them. I know that's what's happening with Andre Ward because he like a pastor or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't. It's the same thing that Ryan did with the mental health thing. You cannot use your mental. You can't pull out your mental health card like a Monopoly to get out of jail free card. You know how when in the hood you play, you can hold on to that one.
I can see the
You know what
picture
I'm saying?
right
You
now.
can't-
That white boy with the big mustache. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can't use your mental health card, and then you can't use your Christian card, and then you use your race card. Like he's used all three of them. You know, he used colorism card too. But this the thing. I didn't like when Ryan was like, yeah, I got mental health, and then everybody like, oh yeah, man, he got mental health, back up off of him. And then when everything's going right and you win, everything is all right, but then when you lose, it's mental health. You know, and then the thing is, see, it's a lot of pastors and a lot of people in the church, and a lot of people use all different kind of faiths to play and tug on people's heartstrings. Like if you're gonna be a Christian, being a Christian, and what it's like, if you go back to the Essenes, the original Christians, the Essenes who they modeled Christianity after, you know what I'm saying? They refrained from strong drink and red meat, and they lived a modest lifestyle, and they had virtues. Like they told the truth. Like they had principles. But it's not fair to where you get to pull all these cards on everybody, and everybody like, oh man, we like Keyshawn because you got a good personality. Like, yeah, you have the makings of a star. Like Top Rank gave you everything. Like if you look at how they say that they treated Bud and how they mismanaged and didn't promote him, and you can see some of those things. I see a little bit of both. And then you see how they gave Jared Anderson his own thing, and they gave Keyshawn his own thing. It's like they gave Keyshawn everything, and he gave the world his ass to kiss. But then he get to come back and say, "Oh yeah, I'm Christian now, and yeah, it was just God." But you're lying. You're lying to everybody. Then you come back and you're like, "Yeah,
I like
man,
that point was made."
And so what you're doing is you high capping by trying to say, "Yeah, I did all that on bad mental health. I did all that while I was drinking." But then you're trained to say, "Oh man, that's interesting because." Man, it's amazing that he was able to drink in the kind of cats we put on. And then me being in the army, me being in close proximity, me training, me having my alcohol nights, knowing that you damn well you ain't gonna be up in nobody's face, running, doing jumping jacks, hitting pads, sit-ups, sparring, and they don't know you drinking. You're lying. That's
Obviously.
The case. This is what I'm getting at. You're lying. Tim Bradley and them, they saying you the next Bud Crawford. Tim Bradley, you're lying. Keyshawn, he's lying. Tim Bradley, you need to hold his feet to the fire and stop giving him a reach around. Andre Ward, you need to hold him accountable the same way you do Tank. Like y'all need to stop being hypocrites. And Keyshawn, you need to stop lying. Stop taking advantage because you got people that's gonna be on code and let you slide. Then you got Christians that's gonna be on code and let you slide. Then you got people that got mental health that's gonna be on code and let you slide. You got people who don't like racism that's gonna be on code and let you slide. But then you use colorism. They're gonna be on code and let you slide. Like just relax, go in there, put all your heart in the camp, do what you're supposed to do, and just fight. Show up and win the fight. Be entertaining. But stop all this lying. And stop getting everybody
you going in, man.
For you.
No, I feel you. I could dig deep into these topics, but I know it's a boxing channel. You know, as far as race, colorism, religion, all this shit, all the bullshit that goes inside and outside of our community. But I'm gonna let that marinate. I'm gonna say for the most part, I agree with you, 95%.
That's all I want from him. All I want is like, look, man, boxing we need people that can grab the torch and run with it for the next 10 years. You know what I'm saying? We got some people that just settled in and they done found their little spot and that they're thriving. Yeah, are they the best? It's to be determined. Like, but they're looking like they're healthy for boxing. They're not toxic for boxing. They live a fighter's lifestyle. They having success. They riding their own waves. They're not making excuses for why they don't want smoke. They got an appetite for smoke. But when you look at a lot of things Keyshawn did, he shitted on Abdullah Mason. Knowing that he wasn't knowing that his intention was to go to 140. It's just like right now, he knows his intention is to go to 147. He's going to duck Frank Martin. He's going to duck Andy Cruz. It was all these excuses for no Andy Cruz, all these excuses for no Frank Martin. Now you was drinking. Now you want us to put all this extra on it because you fought with mental health and you fought drinking. It's like, stop the cap. You fought.
Okay. So you going hard on Keyshawn.
Coming off of a loss to Richardson Hitchens. You fought.
Now, I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna try to pivot if you don't mind. But question for the whole panel: how will you feel if he does indeed defeat Jermaine Ortiz in impressive fashion? Would you? How would you feel after that?
I'm gonna give him his props.
I got him. Huh?
I'm gonna give him his props. No, I got Jermaine. Now.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand on. I got Jermaine now. I got Jermaine by MD or UD. But I'll give him his props if he do it. You know what I'm saying? And
okay, hypothetically,
I'm gonna eat crow and do none of that because you the silver medalist. You supposed to be according to Tim Bradley, you supposed to be the next motherfucking Bud.
And let's see how Andre Cruz versus Murataya, because that fight is before.
I'm interested in that too. Let's chop it up. Let's go.
But he also other thing, CJ. He said that Cruz gotta knock out Murataya in order for him to even fight him. But they'll come back. But they'll tell you that. But look, they'll tell you that Richardson Hitchens gotta fight Gary Antoine because he beat him 3 times in the amateurs. I'm like, well, this dude beat him for gold. He don't gotta fight because he got something to, like, people pick and choose.
Hey, great point.
I'm gonna say it like this.
I'm following the logic.
I'm gonna say it like this. Like I said earlier, I don't know if you was tapped in earlier, and I said, right now I'm not rocking with you. This is the type of stuff that makes me fall out of favor with fighters. But
you talking to me? You ain't rocking with me? Go ahead.
No. I'm saying I'm not rocking with Keyshawn. To answer your question, okay. And I said I'm not rocking with him. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, this is the type of stuff that makes me fall out of favor with fighters and stuff like that. But if Keyshawn should win and win impressively, I'm still gonna give him his props. But he's not gonna be a dude that I look at and I can say, yeah, I'm still a big fan of the guy. You feel what I'm saying? You got to rebuild everything back with me. Show me a whole bunch of consistency. You know what I'm saying? But this moment in time and stuff like that, this is always gonna be something I'm gonna bring back up. And you know that's where I answer that at.
Me, I am like, yeah, if we're talking about boxing in the ring and he win like a knockout or whatever, or do whatever he have to do and win.
Yeah, I'm saying impressive. I'm not saying necessarily stoppage, but like at least an 8-4, like where he clearly won.
No, I give it.
How do you look at that?
Yes, I give it his props, but it's not a boxer that I'm gonna invest money into or time into because I don't know what he's gonna do and how long and what bullshit can happen. I'm not gonna be out there defending or talking about a boxer that is always messing it up. You feel me? Like I need to, like what he said, like consistency. You know, I need to see.
Okay, Malata, let's dial this down. Do you want to see more? Because it was very disappointing what he did in this last opportunity. You need to see not only consistency, but let's define that, like performance level. Yeah, I mean a high level performance against quality opponents and stand in trouble outside the ring. Is that what you mean? I'm just trying to read between the lines.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah. Whatever skeletons you got, bro, you better close that closet. Stop inviting people over and be like, yo, look at this impressive closet door I brought. Here, let me open it up for you.
Because Kid Colon got 8 fights with 8 knockouts, and he's coming, and he got a promoter that can promote that young kid too. You know, like Keyshawn is not the only one, and now Top Rank don't have TVs, don't have TV deals, don't have shit. So now it's a free for all in the American landscape about the promoters. So the better guy that gives the best product is gonna be the guy who's gonna come out on top. So
my big
that's
thing
is with Oscar. He's losing because how he been acting. He got a pedigree. Like, bro, that's your promoter. Come on, give me a real
my thing is this, man. You can't take accountability and be the victim at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like
that is a woman move.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it is. Like it's a
That
lot
is
of
Karen.
that's what it is. It's a female. These are female traits, bro. Like these are like you know what I'm saying? My lady don't even do shit like that. Like, you know, if you want to
Oh
take a
yeah, my
territory,
lady do that
take
shit all the
accountability
time, and I'm
and
okay.
stand on it. But you can't be like, oh, I'm a Christian. Oh, I'm a Christian. And, you know, it was God, and I've changed, but you're lying. And you want all of this, like you play that victim role, like, yeah, man, I was suffering bad from mental health. It's like you tugging on the heartstrings. It's like, come on, man. Like, for one, it's like, can we trust you?
I want to know
Like-
what elite athlete. Doesn't matter if it's boxing, football, basketball, baseball, any elite boxer, even the college one. Tell me those one in level A and stuff like that. Like if they don't go through pressure to a game to win a tournament. to
Okay,
win a
Malaza,
tournament,
I'm gonna answer you like this.
Come on,
I'm not an
don't do
elite athlete. I'm not even an elite engineer. I'd say I'm an average engineer, but I do my thing. And nobody has died on my watch due to my designs. I say all that to say this. Hey, y'all know what I've been through. I think most of y'all know what I've been through lately, and I don't make excuses, right? I gotta still show up every day, perform. I'm still training for this marathon. I'm still getting it in. So, ain't no excuses, and I don't respect that. So I'm with y'all with that.
Yeah, now, bro, listen. I don't know how he builds himself, like his brand again. You know what I'm saying?
You got to just keep winning
Exactly.
and
The
be
fighter-
more disciplined.
Now, I'm asking, this is where I'm leading to. Does this, what Bernie said, now put more pressure on Keyshawn to want or have a need to go out there and knock out Jermaine Ortiz, which then maybe, what does the boxing Bible say? If you go out there and look for the knockout, you're not going to get the knockout. So he's saying, I'm telling y'all, I promise y'all, before all of this came out, I'm going to knock this dude out. Does this put more pressure and eventually may lead to a bad night for Keyshawn?
Nobody know because Jermaine Ortiz been
go
fighting.
ahead.
Jermaine Ortiz been fighting, been busy. So this is not easy for Keyshawn. This is and now doing these interviews and stuff. And I don't know. I think Jermaine Ortiz can do a Dalton Smith on Keyshawn and take him out of surprise. And I think Andy Cruz
Go
and
Dalton
defeat
Smith.
Murataya too. And that's gonna shock the world because if Andy Cruz defeat Murataya and Keyshawn lose by Jermaine Ortiz, oh my God, that's gonna freaking shock his world.
Hey, y'all, hold on one second. Hold
Okay.
on one second.
Okay. Yeah, drop that. I like that, man.
But yeah,
But no, to speak to Mazalia's point, okay, I understand what you're saying, but it's like, yeah, hypothetically, that would change the landscape of that division, right? I understand that. I still got, and maybe I'm just being optimistic, maybe and hopeful. I still think since the pressure, in my opinion, is like super duper on Keyshawn, I think he will show up mentally right. But we're gonna see, right? This is like a crossroads in his career. Either he could step up and be that nigga, or he could fade into obscurity like we've seen many fighters do before. So it's gonna be, yeah, I'll be tapped in. I'll say that. But I don't know. And you saying Murataya over Cruz?
No, I got Andy.
Or the other way around?
I got Andy Cruz.
I do too. Slightly. It's a great fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
But
tough
I
fight.
do have Cruz.
This is the fight of his career, and he's in 7th fight. He got more pressure because he's older. He cannot miss a step. Like at his age, at 30 years, he cannot miss a step. And this is the title that maybe we're not gonna do, but gonna give him a name. So if he moved to if he moved to 140, he can fight some names because he already got gold medals and a title. So now he's a name.
Right.
So yeah,
I feel you, champ. And it's now or never. That's my overall point. Now or never. Yeah.
And all these fights are kind of like that. This is the reason. And Chuchu Carrington is over there in that card. I don't know. I'm thinking to buy this card. Maybe let's see what happens. But it's a good, like, I don't know. It's a lot of intriguing in this card. How the main event gonna go? How these two, like Keyshawn and Jermaine Ortiz, because it's not an easy one side fight. Don't, like, I don't know. This can be interesting, really interesting.
Yeah, on paper it's a great card. I'm with you, champ. Go ahead.
So I don't know. I hope they don't, how you say, they don't let the fan base, down. Like don't they perform.
In football, the term is that's why they play the games, because you don't know.
Bro, no, my stepson, oh my God, because he followed the Niners the whole season, and you know what happened yesterday, right? So, but he was a fan of the Bears since he was a kid. But I told him, Mara, find another team, because we are in Connecticut, we don't have teams. So he took the Niners. Anyway, so today watching the game just finished. Damn. The Bears lost for 3 points.
The Bears lost in overtime.
Yeah. So I told him, hey, don't worry. You still got New England. You start laughing. Okay, that's how you have to take it, I take it like that. Whatever.
So the question, being that neither one of you answered the actual question, I ask it again.
Oh, yeah.
Does this information, do you think this information may have an effect on Keyshawn and how he may need to perform? Because he's got.
Hold on. What do you mean by this information? Like this getting out to the media about the alcoholism and Christianity? Yeah. Is that what you mean?
No.
Okay.
No.
Will have an effect.
The information of the information in the matter of the confirmation of him missing weight on purpose. Because this was something we was talking about. This was something we were talking about on many different platforms and stuff like that. At least I was visiting many different platforms and speaking on it.
We're gonna find out like in a week, because he gonna feel the how you say flashback, the effort,
the pushback and the pressure,
backlash.
Yeah. The
backlash.
Backlash.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So
he gonna feel it like in a week.
He may feel it.
No.
He may feel it tomorrow morning when he wake up. He may look at his Twitter.
I'm gonna say
social media work fast, and fans don't buy it, and he like to be in social media too. You know how these kids are and stuff. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say I disagree, only because he already knew. I mean, if that was intentional, he knew that going in. He knew that months ago, right? So why would it impact him now? He gonna say, "Fuck it, I just quote unquote came clean." Or hold on, champ. Let me put a bow on it. He gonna say, I knew I was gonna miss weight, and I just let them know now, but I'm ahead of the game mentally, right? Because I knew what the situation was. So no, to answer in short, I don't think it will affect him going into this fight. No.
But remember, like the news when the news of he was drinking in camp came out today, right? So
no, it didn't come out today. No, it came out a couple days ago.
So now the people are reacting to that news. So like tomorrow or in 2 days, he's gonna start feeling bad. The fans that don't buy that news, like what you're saying, that you will drink? What you want? I feel sorry for you, and those fans gonna write back. So I don't know. He feels some pressure in this, and I think he will. All these.
I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why. If you ever been involved with somebody that lie a lot, like lie more than usual. I ain't talking about little white lies. I'm talking about just like you cut somebody in a lie a couple times. You like, why are you even lying? And you like, okay, well, I'll take whatever he give me with a grain of salt. Like we all been around people like that, right?
Yeah.
Have you been around somebody like that, CJ?
See, I was trying to. I'm gonna keep it short. No. I gotta go. My brother is a motherfucking the most dishonest person I ever met, and I don't want him at my mama's funeral. So yeah.
Okay, so sorry. So listen, Keyshawn came out and he said, look, man, he's like, I couldn't make weight. Like it was just that simple. I couldn't make weight. He was like, I don't know why people keep going around saying that I did this on purpose when I was the one that picked De La Santo. That's what he said. He said this recently. So so for Bernie to come out and say, listen, he was on weight. He was like, it wasn't because he couldn't make weight. He was on weight. Then we came back and he wasn't on weight. Like he had basically he did something to where the weight didn't go down, it went up to 4 pounds. Then he came out and said, well, yeah, I could have made weight, but I didn't want to make weight. This is his camp at the time. And these are the people that even after the news came out where he tried to make it seem like he cut Stingler over them, they still spared him and said, you know what, to preserve his integrity, we're not going to go there with him. We wish him the best and all. They took the high road. So yeah, it's going to fuck with him. You know why? Because that ring is a lie detector test, and Jermaine Ortiz is the best competition he's ever faced in the professional ring.
Well, that's a fact.
So, Jermaine Ortiz been in there with a Lomachenko. He been in there with a Teofimo Lopez. So, off of inactive Keyshawn, who's been, pretty much oversized, he's stepping up. Like, it's a lot of pressure on Keyshawn. Now, he got the personality where it's like he showed, and he also said that every day I internalize, even go out, it's for me to not let nobody know I got a mask and all that. So he used to internalizing the bullshit. He used to being one of them sneaky people. I don't like sneaky people. So he used to
I know I
internalize
my shit, but I don't think I'm sneaky. I think I'm very transparent. But I get what you because you can't just express everything. I think he's trying to say, like, I don't want to get emotional in the moment. I mean, maybe I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I hear what y'all saying, and I don't fuck with what he's been doing lately either. But I am going to say I think he will step up. I think that's the only difference of opinion we have. But no, I internalize shit, even though I'm like out here telling y'all my life story. Like some things I keep private, some things.
Me?
So, I don't know.
I'm not mad that he missed the weight on purpose, okay? What I am mad is you're so dumb, stupid, and get you caught that you're not trying and don't being in that ring, motherfucker. Like, bro, if you're gonna be sneaky, do it right and freaking sell the fight and beat the freaking guy and move on. But everything is like, and now you want to play me like you're an alcoholic. Oh, God, no. Don't lie to me. Like, don't lie to the fan base because we smell bullshit from miles and miles away. You know?
You was about to say cabron.
Yeah.
But this is why when I initially watched the video of when he decided to come back and everyone was talking to him and, the stuff that he said on Mr. Versace, stuff he said on Mill City, stuff he said on Cigar Talk and things like that, even when he was with Roy Jones and them. The talking points are ironclad. When I first heard him, I was like, wow, he really going there with this. That is crazy work. So, I don't think you fully took accountability because the way you talking different now. When we talk about, or when I'm saying accountability, the same night, me and Body was talking about the Brian Norman video when it dropped with Cigar Talk. And I was making the complete distinction between Brian Norman's Jr. accountability and Keyshawn Davis's accountability. And I was like, we're dealing with two. One is refreshing. One doesn't seem, authentic. It's like want us to hear what you have to say, but you're even skeptical of whether or not we're gonna believe the bullshit that you're telling us, and to hide it behind a religious deity. I just think that's like, wow,
Man,
my
you what I'm
guy.
saying.
Hey man, say man,
like
you're not used to these
just put it
pastors
like,
out
mira,
here, these
when
disingenuous
Ochaki,
pastors.
check this out. When Ochaki fought, and you told me this name like 20 times, Rogers.
Stephen
Fulton. So when he fought Fulton like pretend that he tried to get to the weight because he's trying to gain coming from a lower weight class, but he wanna be heavier for Shaggy because he's taller. But he faked it out, then given a title. Lemos, like he can even use the excuse like, "Mira, the Los Santos team was a coward because look what Lemos came overweight and I did it and whatever." But if he pretended and played the game right, he have an excuse for the fans to back him up and buy it and whatever. But this bullshit like this, no. And yes, it's gonna give him pressure going to the ring because he's gonna start feeling like he's losing fan base. And when you lose fan base, you lose money.
You're right there, Malazar, and that's why I'm bringing the question up, because within the last 72 hours, right, a lot has come out. You had some interviews where you wanted to open up, and then after you opened up, some other information comes out that completely contradicts what you just said. You had to see this in your interview. He definitely said, and this is the part where you look at it and you ask yourself, is this one of these situations where Bernie may have stepped over and said something that he shouldn't have said, as far as early on when he said, Terrence Crawford signed the contract and all of this other stuff, and he got so far ahead of the cart that he had to disappear for a while. Is it one of those situations? You feel what I'm saying? Because what makes this man come out and then debunk what you said? If it was what it was, it's like, listen, I'm not going to speak on that young man's career. We wish him the best, yada, yada, yada. You move on as a professional camp and team member. But you disclose something that is highly critical 2 weeks out before this guy fights. And Keyshawn just said, oh, well, I'm still cool with all of them. Bernie, my guy, me and Bernie still talk, this and that, and all of this other stuff. So what is Keyshawn feeling? Is he feeling a level of betrayal that you said Bernie was your people's, and now this dude is saying, nah, this dude didn't want to make weight. We didn't know nothing about alcohol.
Okay. I lost you for a second, but I think I'm back on track. He didn't want to make it regardless of, well, how do they know? There wasn't in the camp, right? So I'm not going to say that that's ridiculous. Keyshawn is approaching 30. And again, I've been drinking forever. Regrettably, I'm trying to, cut it down right now. But,
they were on this camp.
I don't drink hard.
No, they were on this camp. This was his camp.
Okay. Oh, well, okay. Well, that lends him credibility.
Listen. He literally said he was on weight. He said he didn't want to make weight. He said,
wow.
Keyshawn said, I can make weight.
Man.
I don't want to make weight. Okay. That was his camp.
So we got to choose a side. Either he was on weight and chose to be reckless with it, or, which one is it? I just want to know.
He tried to have an advantage. He wanted to go in there with a weight advantage, thinking he was going to do the weight bully thing. And when Samson Leftwich went to go touch him, he said, "Oh no, you didn't even want to make weight." They gave him a chance because they don't just nip the fight in the bud. They give you an opportunity to try. No,
I understand that.
And he just wanted to say, "Nah, take this bread and then you gonna fight me." And they were like, "Nah, we're not gonna do it because you didn't even try."
Not to cut you off, it's your shit, but you saying he thought he was the A side, so you could force him into a disadvantage, situation.
No,
Okay.
I don't even know.
Okay.
See, I don't even like bringing up no A side. No, in this situation, he felt as though this guy's coming from, the area where he from. He need the money. He just gonna take the
Dominican
money.
Republic.
Well, by
I'm
definition, we saying the same
take
thing.
what
I
give him.
don't like that terminology either, but we saying the same thing. Yeah.
No, it's money.
He thought he would accept it. He thought he would accept it.
Yeah,
let's
at
take
the end
that
of the
term
day,
out
he
of
thought
it.
he would accept it.
And with this gentleman saying Hannibal, yeah, but there was a belt on the line. Yeah, and it was
Yeah,
a belt
but
on the line.
Lekovic was not gonna throw his boxer like that to the lion and get knocked down or get hurt because this guy will, and then he gonna rehydrate for the fight too and get bigger, So Lekovic protecting his boxer. His boxer then get mad with him and fire him. But I know what Lekovic saw, and he say, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna fall for this shit. I'm not gonna lose money right now."
Hey man, say man.
But Keyshawn has already came out and he already rebutted against. He came out and tweeted up against Bernie. He said first it was Bomac, and now this dude coming out talking sideways. I don't know, basically taking no accountability. That's why I say, man. That's why I'm riding for Jermaine, just on the fact that Jermaine don't get these opportunities. He got him. He didn't get the nod. He arguably won both of them fights. Now he getting Keyshawn when Jermaine should be fighting Richardson Hitchens for a title defense. So I don't
All right.
like
Well,
I don't like it. And
let me dial it down though. Let me ask the whole panel this.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Even though Keyshawn is the heir apparent, he's supposed to be the second coming of Bud. I don't believe it. He's not a switch hitter.
Okay.
He don't have the discipline as Bud. He don't have the skill level as Bud. And he don't move like Bud. And he don't live a boxer's lifestyle. So I'm not with it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
I'm pulling for Jermaine.
No. But I really want to ask the panel this. Do you diminish Hitchens' chances in this fight because what you've seen inside the ring or what you've seen outside the ring? That's what I want. And I get it. You don't want to root for him because he's been on some bullshit. But is it more in or out?
No, me personally, I believe that Keyshawn, if I stick strictly to inside the ring, I believe that the technical, pure skill boxer is his kryptonite. That's why he will never fight a Shakur. That's why he don't want to fight De Los Santos. It's arguable whether or not he even want to fight Frank Martin, because Frank Martin, he will fight, but Frank Martin can box too. If you look at the technical boxer, and he's going up against a guy whose moniker is the technician. Like, that's his weak spot. That's his Achilles. If you want to bang with him, if you want to brawl with him, it's almost like boots. Somebody's going to come forward, bring that pressure, get in the brawl. He going to smack that shit out the park. You got some lateral movement. You know what I'm saying? You can use your feet, got educated feet, got a little thump, like more than respectable power. You're going to give him trouble. Now here, Albright, he went the distance with Nair Albright. He got the nod, but then, but he went the distance with Nair Albright. He's not a puncher. He's not really like, he's not a thumper. But you're gonna stop Jermaine. You're gonna stop Jermaine. And Jermaine Ortiz is arguably bigger than him. Jermaine Ortiz should be at 147. Like, so
okay. So if you had to put bread down, you put it on Ortiz. Is that correct?
I'm going to.
If you had to, I'm not asking you to
put bread down. I'm going to put bread down. Yeah, I'm gonna put bread down.
Yes. Okay. Hey man, say man. We can go straight up. You down to go straight up with me?
I don't have money.
You want to go 16s with me? Bar for bar?
Man.
No, it seems like this court is like these guys need to prove something, because now people saying American boxing boring. People are like, so this is the time that these guys shine, show what they can do, perform at their highest level, like they say they do, right? Because they are the one talking about, I am the best, I'm this, all these guys, whatever. Andy Cruz is not in my level, he's nobody and shit like that, because he's always talking about him. Andy never talk about Keyshawn. He keep fighting and getting in his fight and beating the people he have to beat. And now he's gonna go for
but we were speaking about star power before. I'm not shitting on
before Keyshawn having more star power, but after all this bullshit, his star power is going down. And now if Andy Cruz win and Jamel Ortiz win too, Keyshawn is gonna be his stock gonna go down, down, down. That stock gonna go down. Right now is going down, but it's steady, like it's steady. Like still profit, but steady. It's not going up like before. Before Kitchen, his stock was really up and was everybody. But now people are like, cabrón, what? Oh shit!
No, I
again.
feel you, champ.
The pod,
I'm just
people
saying it's
forget
not
the
like
pod now
it's not like you
because
can't
the pod,
salvage
you're
this shit.
young. You're young, pod, whatever. We forget that one. But then the building, they're missing the way. Now we find out on purpose and now actually, cabrón. Let's see. I don't know. For a lot of fans, it's fans that like to argue, but it's other fans that are not gonna put for it. They're not gonna invest their time and money for a guy that cannot keep it steady. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay, I'll let you cook, but I'm gonna say it like this. To respond to what you was saying. Obviously you're a Mexican dude, and I'm not being racist about it, but only like certain terms. A lot of Spanish speakers, but they use different terms. So being from California and being around Mexicans my whole life, I can understand that. Okay, so it's not even a racial thing. But
you insult me.
I say that.
You know that you can never tell a Puerto Rican you're Mexican. That's
you're Puerto Rican. Okay, I misjudged.
That's what I was trying to tell you, CJ. I was like, nah.
Okay.
I know you're
and that's all good.
I know.
I'm just saying, like the point I was trying. I didn't even know why I brought that up. The point I was trying to make overall is I don't think his goodwill is all the way out the window. I think he still has a window, so to speak, to redeem himself. But he has to do it right now. I said earlier, it's do or die. So if you don't show up and show out in this fight, then it's over, Hova, for him at the top level. But I think he will, man, and I'll put bread on it.
No, I'm not saying if he lose, his career gonna be over. But then, bro, you have to really go hard at fighting in lower cards and shit like that. Clean your name. I don't know, but so you better win so you can keep it rolling. Because if you lose,
listen,
and Keish and Jermaine Ortiz,
guys, listen to this, right? And we hear fighters say certain things, right? And as boxing fans, certain things we hear, we say that fighter is already putting in the built-in excuse. So when
okay.
No, but I'm only saying it. I'm keeping the same energy. You feel what I'm saying? Because depending on what side of the fence you are on certain fighters, certain things are built-in excuse and certain things are not. You know what I'm saying? So in this situation, you're saying it was mental illness, and you said my last 3 fights before the De Los Santos fight, or last 2 fights or so, I was suffering severe mental illness, and I that caused me to start drinking. You said even after the De Los Santos fight, I was drinking and in a very bad place. It was Shakur Stevenson who helped me and brought me back. So at the end of the day.
Okay, when you say you, I want you to say him, because that's not what I said.
No, I'm not talking about
he's not talking to you specifically, CJ. Come on, man.
No, I'm saying
I was trying to keep it lit.
Yeah,
I'm trolling my way.
I'm saying in the fact of, these were the things that Keyshawn was saying. So if we stay along that same built-in excuse energy, what are the dedicated Keyshawn fans gonna say? What is the Brat Pack gonna say? Clarissa Shields, Bud, and Bud still rock with him. You feel what I'm saying? What are they gonna say about this dude? Are they gonna get? Well, you already knew that he was coming off of drinking and mental illness stuff. Just give him some more time. He may need another fight to come back. Or what if the performance?
I
what
get
if
your
he
point.
Wins,
I understand.
What if he wins?
And I agree.
And his performance is horrible. He wins and he has a questionable performance that exposes him. So, you know, I'm just saying, did what he say and the way everybody's feeding into it, is it a matter of him setting in the built-in excuses?
Okay, I want to respond to that very quickly. I feel you. I felt your initial point, but I feel you pushed the bar too far. You said if he looks terrible and he wins, how is that possible? You can't look, well, normally 99% of the time, you can't look terrible and win and then just gift you a decision. And obviously with all this fuckery, I don't think people want to invest in him because he's, hold on, champ. I don't think people want to invest on him off top because he's proven to be unreliable. So I don't think they would like put their money or their confidence rather behind him. So yeah, okay, I get your overall point that he needs, the onus is on him to really prove his shit, but I don't think he would get a decision off some bullshit. That's all.
Mira, see ya, guys. I gotta go. Okay, take care, guys. See you next time.
All right, man.
All right, man.
Hey, man. Have a good night.
Shakur won the fight versus De Los Santos, and that's his most critical fight.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that.
Pero what's the parallel? I'm missing it.
There is no parallel.
Okay.
Well, you said
You got it.
You don't.
like people can't look bad and still win. You know what I'm saying? Like T.O. looked bad and still won. There's a couple people that actually look. Shoot, Canelo, he don't look
But
bad.
that's the exception. That's a very like minority. And because Keyshawn fucked up, I'm saying he won't get the benefit. Hold on. He will not get the benefit of the doubt because we can't count on you. Right?
I'm gonna put it
Am I
like
tripping?
this.
Y'all got it.
No, but CJ, they're gonna do like what you're doing, like because the fact that I'm doing
I'm gonna
this
do my
video,
shit.
there aren't anybody that's really like coming back and like doubling back to like do content like this right now to actually show like, okay, well, we got answers as to what really happened with the De Los Santos fight. Ain't nobody coming back to book in the situation. They're just gonna move on to the next situation and give him a pass based on if he's popular, if they can get the likes, clicks, and
Okay.
views off of it. Ain't nobody.
And
really
that's
going
real.
for the
People
ball.
don't want to own up.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Just like he don't want to have no accountability. He's saying, look, first Bomac and them wanted to shit on me. Now Bernie shitting on me, man. But anyways, he still ain't taking no accountability. He rebutted to that. He rebutted to what Bernie said. I'm like, these dudes spared you, dude. Like, you can't even recognize it. But like, you think, you know, because you got another payday, and we all been there when we young and we living on the edge. And because, you know, we could just get this next move, and as long as we do this, you know, it's like gambling. You know what I'm saying? And he's gambling right now he's gambling with his career. I mean, I hope if he's the kind that has to manufacture these kind of things to perform, then one day he's going to implode, or one day he's going to run into somebody, and this might be that somebody because this is the best level of competition he's faced. So
you spitting, yeah, I completely agree, man.
And a lot of times,
on that note,
when you're not doing anything, when you're fucked up on the inside, sometimes like when you're holding and harboring some shit, that shit fuck with you on the inside. You gotta let that shit go and be truthful. You know what I'm saying? Because you it can turn into something that's bad for your health. It can turn into sickness and disease inside if you don't clear that shit out. But go ahead,
you're
CJ.
speaking to the choir. No,
Go ahead,
absolutely, champ. Yeah, man. I just want to say I completely agree with that. Yeah, man. Get your internal right. Get your mindset right. It all starts in the mind body connection. I preach that, and I'm saying it as a man. I had to take it there, but and I held my mama down for 4 years, and I know how a stroke can affect the mind body connection, and that's real, man. Like the better we would do in the mind, the better we do with the body, and it's all connected. So yeah, I definitely feel what you're saying. I'm not even trying to take it there, but you know, I'm just living life, man, out loud in real time with y'all, and I appreciate the time. But no, that's definitely the truth. So if you ain't okay, to keep it back to boxing, if you're not right internally, you can't perform right in the real world. So I feel that. Yeah.
Hey, I just want to say this before we get off. We might have some breaking news or something to just, put in food for thought as far as the next housekeeping. It seems as though um, things were Tim Bradley got the message. I'm looking at a thumbnail from his own
Tim Bradley
website
been cooning.
that says Keyshawn will be just fine. Shakur just went. So there may be a little doubt because these facial expressions, he don't have the big eyes. He looks a bit somber. You know what I'm saying? It looks like damage control. That's what this really looks like. I think.
But what did I tell y'all? See, this is what I be trying. Look, what did I tell y'all? What is this? This is all they do. This is all they do. If this was somebody else, they would have everything. Cause we've seen it with other boxers. Like we seen where they got all these things to say when something come out about a certain individual. One of my guys, they always the first one to be the loudest ones to say the most bullshit. But when it come to their guy, that's what they do. They gatekeep, man. They just gonna gatekeep. That ain't no fun. It ain't no accountability. But look, when their guy implode, they're gonna do the same thing that they always do. They're gonna be some hindsight is 2020. Listen, man. Listen, I told y'all, and they be lying about that too. You didn't tell us shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do all the time. But I think this is a good one, man. I wanted to book in the situation because we gave him the benefit of the doubt when it all happened. So people like myself was coming out saying, "Nah, man, this ain't right. It don't seem right. Like, yeah, we don't have no proof, but when proof come out, then we'll know." Proof came out 11 months later. That's why I had to do this segment by way of Bernie. You know what I'm saying? I just hope Keyshawn get his mind right, and you don't want to go in there without your mind being right with Jermaine Ortiz. You're going to fuck around and get it on your sleeve.
Yeah.
So, that's all I have.
Bars. I like it. Okay, closing statements. I'm going to just say, shout out to you for having me. I know sometimes I could come off as disgruntled, but I just like to speak my shit up here. And I ain't trying to have no beef or cuss nobody out, but man, the stage in life I'm at right now is just contentious, as you said. So, man, that was a good exchange, a good chop. Shout out Malaza, shout out AC, shout out Body, man. And I'm out with that.
Yeah, all right, man. Appreciate you, man. Have a good evening.
At the end of the day, where I'm at is honesty is where your accountability lies, Keyshawn. If there is no honesty in what you're saying, you're not being accountable. You can lie to us, and there's a segment that will still believe you. But being that, you're doing the worst lying of all is lying to yourself, that's a whole nother level. That's the type of thing that would make a person going into this thing thinking that you got this, to make them now question, hey, bro, I don't know if you, I have no more faith in you. So at the end of the day, man, listen, it's short and sweet. This is not a good look for you. Cleaning it up is just a matter of straight up performances, and if you perform well in this situation, you have some leverage now to speak honestly. And believe me, the way the boxing community is, they will eat that shit up if you perform well. So now your leverage to clean this mess up completely and take full accountability lies on your performance. Does that put a whole new level of pressure on you? I don't know. I have to see fight night. But at the end of the day, good luck, man. This is not a good space for you to be in. Maybe it's the space that you need to really get you over something, or make you really want to fight. I don't know, but my last answer is just good luck. And with that, I'll land my plane.
Always good points, AC, man. Appreciate what you bring to the table, bro.
Yeah,
have a good evening, man. We'll chop it up, man.
Yeah,
as
definitely.
always. All right, man. And Dead Wall, man, much appreciated, man. You hold the channel down, man. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot, man. Thank you for your support, man. Because you don't have to do that, but you choose to do it. So definitely appreciate it, man. Means a lot, man. And we put in some work, man. We try to be, we try to be authentic in what we do. To clear everything up, man, this wasn't a Kick Keyshawn session. What this was since we dealing with a holy roller, this was almost like a come to Jesus type session, to where it's like you can fool everybody. You can put on a smile or a mask. We all put on masks because we wear all these different hats. You know what I'm saying? You can put on a mask and you can try to act like everything is whatever it is, and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that, and you keep hindsighting it, but all you're doing is really messing up your brand, and you're trying to be something that you're really not. Top Ring did a lot for you, man. They gave you a lot. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of support. You had the keys to the house, the Porsche, the Lamborghini. You had all the keys, and you imploded. Not only did you mess up, part of your put a little dent in your little legacy. You know what I'm saying? Because you lost your belt on the scale. Didn't nobody beat it for you. You got, the other guy got paid. You didn't. You gave the alley oop to Abdullah Mason, who got your strap. And so instead of DB3, it was a Mason 5. That's how he was able to get that. That's how he was able to get the foothold. You were disrespectful to Abdullah, knowing that you wasn't going to make weight. Now your camp come out and say that you could have made weight. You was on weight. They didn't I was clueless that you was ever drinking. Eureka. That sound about right, because if you were drinking like that, they would have known. So stop lying. Stop trying to pull the Christian card. Stop trying to pull the race card. Stop trying to pull the colorism card. Stop trying to pull the Christianity card. You got your card pulled. Just be Keyshawn. Just be transparent. And your OGs, ain't nobody out of all your OGs, out of the Wards, the Andre Wards, the Timothy Bradleys, ain't none of them keeping it real with you as me. I'm 45 years old. I would have loved to have been in your position. So I give you advice from somebody that's a big older brother or uncle or something like that, to where it's man, listen, people want to rock with you, Keyshawn. People, you got an infectious personality, but all that extra shit, knock it off, man. Knock it off, man, because at the end of the day, when you crash out, guess what's going to happen? They're going to roast the shit out you. I told you. There are a lot of hindsight of 2020 people. They're going to wait for you to crash and burn, and then they're going to say it. You know the difference between them and me or this channel is we're going to talk about it in real time. And we're not even as egregious as a lot of these other channels. We don't even get as funky as we can. It's some other channels that'll put you in drag. It's some other channels that'll talk about your mother. It's some other channels that'll disrespect you in your manhood. We don't even do that. We just keep it by the book. And use what you give us to report on the news. And we keep it all boxing. How about that? I think you need to focus, man. Jermaine Ortiz ain't nothing to be shaking the stick at. I think you are underestimating him. That it's good to believe that you're gonna go in there and stop that man. But it's just like what Devin said, and I hate to quote Devin, but Devin said, what if I put you down? Then what? That's what Devin told Brian Norman. At the time, I thought it was outrageous. But what if Jermaine Ortiz put you down? You know what I'm saying? That's all I really had, man. I think we got another one. Silence is consent is the name of the channel, meaning that all it takes for evil to prevail is for men and women to remain silent. So we speak to those things. This is Fruits and Reggies. Not that Reggie. That fact-based content, not opinion-based. Even though I have my opinions, AC guys' opinions, people on the panel, they have their opinions. But it's rooted in facts over here, and we give you something to think about, something that you could put in your rucksack and march on with. Always say this is the alternative
to what everybody else is saying. I'm not saying discount what everybody else is saying. I'm saying just take what we say over here. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Mull it over. Put it in your rucksack. If you can use some, or just eat the fish and spit out the bones. Either way, we try to leave you with something to think about, something to talk about, a way to look at things, a different approach. Not that same old, same old. You know what I'm saying? Hope you enjoyed it. You know, I appreciate everybody, man. Dead Wall, I appreciate that support, man. It means a lot, bro. But that's all I really had to the next time, y'all. Thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga, right? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to Bodywork.